me, your boy. I'm here. Hi, Skelly. Hi, Beep. How y'all doing? Yeah, I started my stream listening to Bluefields for 2 minutes, not getting out of my chair. I was like, oh yeah, this song is really good. I just sat there and vibed for a bit. But yeah, hi, hello. I have to minimize a bunch of fucking windows. There's one. And now everything should be good-ish. Yeah. Yeah. I got a little shawl type thing. That's comfortable. Fell entirely off me immediately. That's good. Drinking some decaf coffee because I was a little anxious. And I'm ready to start this game. Beep recommended this to me. I think it's a game where you break into people's houses and do their floral arrangements. So I'm going to go for menacing. I'm going to go for menacing floral arrangements, I think. Let people know I was in town. Let them know. I get a gun. Let's fucking start then. I'm a killer. A gun for hire. After taking that many lives, I thought I'd have to run dry of regret. But none of those murders felt as bad as pulling out the flowers from Sebastian's garden. Oh, this looks fucking gorgeous. How are you holding up? Is this me? Or am I this one? I'm this one. Don't use the one. I might use the one bullet. I have to test to see if the gun works. Better. Getting used to being left-handed already. Oh no, someone chopped off her hand. But we're still smoking our cigarette. Ellipse. Listen, I feel a bit bad about being holed up in the back of your store. Did you put me to work or something? Don't worry. Just focus on getting better. Please, I need to keep my mind busy. I feel that, my man. I'll do anything. Alright. What do you know about flower arrangement? Not in my line of expertise. Don't mind my injury, I can do heavy work. I'm a good repairman if you need. This is all we can do here, son. I know it can be intimidating, but I'm a good teacher. I don't know, Sebastian. I heard how the family talks about your bouquets. I saw one of them at Millie's funeral, in fact. Not a flower guy myself, but I reckon there's something special about them. Not a flower guy? What does that mean? You don't like flowers in general? Okay. I wouldn't dare to. Well, handicraft is important, but that can be learned. The secret of our bouquets reside in something quite more simple. We use actual flowers, not like those fucking posers with their fake flowers. We're using real, legit shit. This shawl is not good for my stream's bitrate, I think. I imagine this looks not great on stream. What do you mean? See this garden? These flowers are real, living beings. To my understanding, the last ones in the city? Exactly. Like, I can wear my jacket, or I could just wrap myself up in this and have everything be pretty good. You know? This is the last patch of healthy soil in this rusty megalopolis. Whatever you find in kiosks around town isn't the real deal. They're lab knockoffs. Damn. Why does it matter? The fragrance. These are very few people alive left in the world who have smelled a real flower. And oh, a flower, Gordon. Spring used to be a time of love and energy. Don't you feel alive just being in the presence of this garden? I think this is a part of Final Fantasy VII, I want to say. Our city brains are so hungry for life that the smell of a flower can trigger a symphony of neurotransmitters. Dopamine, adrenaline, endorphins. What flowers give you adrenaline? Those ones must be fun. Probably like the special colors of roses. That's why my bouquets are regarded as the stuff of legends in the family. Rumors about you making the boss cry aren't held in. Okay, I trust you. Teach me your magic. That's great news. I didn't want to impose, but the truth is that my back has done its last gardening, I'm afraid. I've been looking for an apprentice for some time now, and that's why I took you in part. And you chose a butcher. Great judgment. I'm not a saint myself, Gordon. Flower arrangement is not for the faint of heart, trust me. Okay then. Should I start picking flowers? Shit, no. First you need to know what the job's about, don't you? Keeping random flowers together is insane. Alright. Who's the mark? The mark, you're so amusing. Our client is the Woodfield family. They've commissioned a bouquet for Jeremy's obituary. Jeremy Sr., the Woodfield patriarch, is dead? Last week's bloodbath didn't just take your arm, son. Who else is dead? Don't concern yourself with that. You need to lay low and heal. Thing is, the situation is quite tense now inside the Woodfield family. Two sons, Jerry and Jonah, are waiting for their grieving to end and start fighting for the scraps of their father's collection business. Riches are easy to split, but clients? That's a Greek tragedy waiting to happen. Now our flowers may tip fate's scale. Go and pick some. I'll run you through their meanings. This is the Eternal Homes Garden. There are only a few flowers left, but I'm afraid this will be the store's last batch since the soil exhausted after many years of business. You really talked a lot about how it's very important to smell fresh flowers and not that these are the last flowers that anyone's ever going to have access to. So pick them with care. Cook them if you want me to tell you more about them. Drag and pull a flower out to add it to the bouquet. We use only 3 for each arrangement since these are probably the last ones the city will see. Okay, what do we got here? The aconite. Handle it with care, some of them are poisonous. A poisonous flower in a bouquet? Are you well, people don't eat the flowers, Gordon. Well, these are not to be said lightly, for them carry hatred. These flowers symbolize a threat and ill will. Shit, I thought all flowers were meant to be nice. I told you flower arrangement isn't for the faint of heart. Menacing flower arrangements, like I was saying. The asphodel. Regret. Weakness. Death. Homer describes it as covering the great meadow, the haunt of the dead. Now these flowers aren't death-bringers per se, but are associated with grief. Its fragrance allows us to connect with our sorrows. It can bring the toughest guide of tears. Ellipses. Sniff. The pink camellia. Camellia. Sheer blushing powder. Love, passion, strong desire. Oh, I can feel my heartbeat smashing my eardrums just by touching it. Ah, the lovers I conquered through these. This man is fucked through flowers. Is this the same thing? Okay, yeah. Love, passion, strong desire. Okay, shorter description this time. The blue iris. Ooh. Bringer of hope. Faith, wisdom, understanding. These beauties can put God on the good path. Add them to a bouquet to procure happiness. Sure. The crimson lupine. These ones, Gordon, these ones are the essence of tragedy. A bad omen. They have a presence, that's for sure. These things do look a little bit menacing. If you wish for things to go sour, make sure to add a crimson lupin. Okay. Can you give me a description of what we're... Oh, I minimized. I made tiny. Back to big. So we're doing things for the death of the Woodfield patriarch. Regret, weakness, sorrow. That's one. We need 3 flowers. So I think maybe we go for the asphodel because someone died. There's regret there. He's weak because he died in a fight. Not trying to imply anything. I was feeling maybe the crimson lupin because it's a tragedy, but like if it's like you want things to go worse for people, you would add that in. I don't know if I want to include 2 of the same flower so much. I think I'm gonna pull our buddy here and this. This is a fun little sound. Do I want the poison one? No. I don't want these. So really it's a question of do I want the poisonous flowers, which imply hatred, threat, or will, or bad omen, tragedy. I'm guessing because this is a tragedy, I want to go with the red one. That makes sense to me. So, oop. Okay, time to put them together. Oh. Are you up for an extensive lesson on the 7 crucial steps for flower arrangement? Yeah, fucking hit me with it, my man. Yes, please. Oh, what? Are you insane? No. I mean, I just wanted to know. I don't want to do a bad job. Wouldn't wish that for my worst enemy. Just go unbound and do your best. We all have the potential for beauty. Drag and drop the flowers on the vase. You can pick any extra decorations you want to add them from my workbench. You can rotate an item by keeping pressed control or the right mouse button. Okay. Let me know when you're done. It's always good when these games have a leveler in. Okay, so I think we'll make this one the centerpiece. Kind of have that there. I want to branch out this way. Stick that down. I think this thing should be the most prominent. The white flower. We'll have this... No, we're not done. Not done. Okay. Put this here, like this. I want to say. What do you look like? Just a big old leaf? Just a big old little leaf. I don't know if I like this. Let's take out the biggie. Oh. This makes a bit more sense, just given the sheer size of these stalks. I think I'm gonna do maybe one of these over here, and another one on the opposite side because I like symmetry. We already have asymmetrical flower positions on the top. I think these things are kind of pretty. Oh, these things are fucking massive. See, because this is like has the red little outline to it, and this I have like a primarily red flower here, I feel a little weird about putting these in here, but like, I think it makes sense. While I like symmetry, I do like adding elements of asymmetry within... Oh! That's a fatal error. Okay, clear that. Will the game keep playing? It will not. It did. It did crash. Let's launch it again. We can get through this faster. I wonder if I hit don't want to know the essence of flower arrangement if he's gonna yell at me. Okay. Oh no. Okay. I can hit right click to go through this faster. Yeah. It's not too bad. I want to still read the descriptions like that though. I think that's probably helpful. Pull out our buddy here. Pull out this. And then also this. No, I'll just go with my gut. I thought so. I'll trust your instincts. Drag and drop the flowers in the vase. Yep. Okay. Let's not muck around so much with the adorning elements. I think maybe we'll just do 3 of like the extra little flowers, especially because they don't disappear after you put them in. So we'll put this here. We'll put this here like that. I'm gonna put one red one directly behind this. And then I want to do 2 of like these little fern looking things. Put it right around. Am I making a big pot leaf? No, it's fine. Not a big pot leaf. There's only 3, not 5. Yeah, that's true. But like, it does look... If I had like extended these out in a different thing, that's not like layering them directly behind these flowers, I think it would look a little bit more. This thing looks a little bit like a Christmas tree back here, so I'm gonna move that back so it looks less like a Christmas tree. Oh, we're Floristry right now, AOL. How you doing? That smell. Oh fuck, I hit right click. Torment, regret. The essence of remorse. I'll send it. I think I only missed 1 line of dialogue there, but it seemed like an important one. Doing okay? That's good to hear. Those brothers are fools, fighting over something they didn't build themselves. Is that what happens when you die? People split up your remains? Lucky for me, I haven't built anything. Just wanted other legacies in my case. In any case. Or weighing other legacies. What does Sebastian want from me? He wants to teach you the art of flower. Welcome back, Sebastian. Oh, he's wearing black today. Hi, Gordon. I'm too old to be flying. 2 days outside the shop and I'm falling to pieces already. How are you holding up? I've been lonely, to be honest. Did you miss me? Well, yeah, you're my only company. It's tough being left alone with my phantom pain. Metal Gear Solid. I know, I'm sorry. I don't plan on leaving the shop. I don't plan only leaving the shop anymore. Okay. So you'll have plenty of company. How was the funeral? It is a very... It's like has a really good atmosphere to it, and the characters seem to like each other enough. Like I can feel that. Like I'm also getting a little emotional. You played it 2 years ago and hasn't left your mind since then. Wow, it's a sign of a powerful game. I better save you the details. Why? Come on, you can tell me. Did I fuck up? Well, I guess you're not new to taking lives, so... Jonah, the little brother, hanged himself in his hotel room. What do the suicide notes say? I didn't take you for the morbidity. Curious. Morbidly curious. Oh, it's not that. Old habits. I'm sorry. Well, now you know. Be careful with the bouquets you put together. Oh. Okay. Whoops. I don't think it's that bad. My line of business, avoiding a whole war with a single death is a cause for celebration. Plus, it's been a suicide, mitigating any cause for retaliation. Could have gone worse, if that's what you mean, yeah? Ah, you know how I sound. This much time is in the business makes you too pragmatic, I guess? It's okay. You're not that wrong, either. In any case, the day before the funeral, I happened to spend some time with the widow, Mrs. Woodfield. Martha is an old acquaintance. Ooh. Sorry for any inconvenience I might have caused her. Well, don't worry about it. She didn't even attend the funeral. Drums are kicking in. She was Jeremy's fourth wife, and she's mothers to none. In fact, we had some cocktails together. Got some interesting story out of that harpy. I know. Thought she was your, friend? I said acquaintance. Do you know how do we know each other? She's been married to Jeremy for 4 years, but she's been around for quite some time. Was the original language Spanish, or was it original language Japanese? Because I know that has the two other versions available as options. I thought it was like originally Japanese, but I don't know for sure. Long ago, she blackmailed me into helping her access the high spheres. Think Spanish? 100%. That's fair. Yeah. She threatened me with telling the boss. Oh. What? To Mr. Faulkner? No, we're pretty good with Faulkner now. I mean, the boss before him, a real piece of work. Remember the old boss, Dunn. My father once told me to spend a night with him, and gave me a beating upon returning home for being such a pansy. Okay. Yeah, Dunn was all about hunting us queer folk as a cover for him. Like if anyone would give him a damn about who a crime boss sleeps with. And sorry to hear that about your father. I always thought he... Fuck him. That guy's a legend in the eyes of the family, but I wouldn't care less if he died tomorrow. Happily pull the trigger, I tell you. Sorry, so what's this about Martha's widow? Oh yeah. She confessed to me she's sure her lawyer had something to do with her husband's death. But she doesn't dare to say anything because she was having an affair with said lawyer. The hag thinks we're friends or something, and came to me asking for help for old time's sake. The nerve. You fancy putting a bouquet together for her? With pleasure. Okay. So this is a bouquet for a person we don't like. I think. They kind of like... There's a lot of story happened. And then the last like 3 sentences are like, hey, here's what the bouquet is about. I kind of wish it had like a refresher button about who the bouquet is for. Because I don't think this is the same lady he went to go talk to. I don't think this is his acquaintance. I think this is a different lady. This is the widow of somebody else. But I could be wrong. So I think... Yeah. Asphodel, regret, weakness, sorrow. I think we want to do another one of those. We might do... So because she's not great, I'm thinking we do the Aconite and the Crimson Lupine and the Asphodel, but I don't know for sure. Because I don't want to use the Blue Iris yet. And I don't feel like the Pink Camilla is really kind of what we're trying to portray here either. But that also kind of like limits our options for the future. Also, just personally, I think these 3 flowers kind of like work together pretty well. I can see these being used, but not so much. I want to pull this. Asphodel, regret, weakness. And the Crimson Lupine. Bad omen, tragedy. Okay. Let's not make the Asphodel the same as it, like, because it's prominent before. I want to put this here, Let's put this. I want to layer this on top of that, actually. Can I do that? Can I move you behind this somehow? Or does it not work that way? Okay. And then let's... Because we... So... Oh, crap. I want the... I wish I could relayer these. I want the white on top of the two of them, but I want to put this underneath the white, essentially. The asphodel. Stop. There we go. What if I move you out and then move you back in? Put this here. No. Okay. Well, I think this gets the message across. Layering, you know, the kind of regret and all of that with the kind of ill will and omen. Let's use the bamboo shoots. I think it'll kind of work with the longer things on the other side. As well as, you know, how these things are kind of jutting out. These things will just be pointing straight up. I think that looks nice. Another one. And then one more of these. We'll make this one the lowest. Do I want to add anything else? I don't think so. I kind of like the way this one looks. I wish I could do something about the layering for the white and the blue. Or purple. But, you know, sometimes it's what you get. Also, this one right here looks like a FromSoft item. That smell. The bouquet is called the Warm Razor. It's a dark combination to prepare for someone, Gordon. I'll go with your gut, though. Let's send it. I feel like the other one was also pretty ominous. What am I doing? Tell Sebastian about my father. I let him dare. Doesn't really overall. That's fair. I feel like a lot of these games bring together good concepts, and I feel like they come together pretty well in smaller bites. But like, some of them, like if you were to like turn this into like maybe a 4-hour experience, it might actually be overstaying its welcome a bit. I know one of the games I played was you built parts for androids, but you had to kind of carve it through like pottery. Like it was a weird pottery system where you had to like shave parts of a clay mask and put it together for androids to like, or put it into, you made organs out of like a clay pottery system and you put them into people, and that altered their personality. And it was just a little bit too long, and it had a little bit too much like error checking, instead of being like, will you be a little bit more freeform with things? That man doesn't deserve to live, not even my words. Sebastian makes me feel weird. Never had a man look after me the way he does. Usually the one doing the protecting. Rolled up at the bottom of the city, missing an arm. One could say I hit rock bottom. Yet, what's this wellness inside my stomach? Happiness? No. Something worse. Martha has murdered her lawyer. I don't think these guys have a romantic connection. I don't think that's where this game's going at all. That last line, though, was like, maybe. But it doesn't seem the direction necessarily. Always good to hear there's a lawyer less in this world. Yeah, no, absolutely not. I was like, just that last line Gordon said there in the like intermission, and then killed herself. I should stop sending these nightmare combinations to people. Talk about killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah, that was revealed in the backstory for the first part. That's a bit extreme, don't you think? A bit scary how easy you dismiss death. Well, first, the lawyer was a murderer, and Martha she deserved it. Second, I'm a hitman. What do you expect my sensibilities to be? Serves me right. Couldn't keep my expectations this high. What are you expecting from me exactly? I guess nothing. It's this weird mentor-to-mentee affection. Never had an apprentice before. I may be too invested in us. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. We'll get there. This new instrumentation is a whole thing. Like, the drums kicked in last time, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good. This is like, let's go. Alright. Thank you. Whew. Anyway, Gordon. I don't like that tone. Promise you won't leave running guns out when I tell you this. There's nothing you can do about it. Not with a gun, at least. Tell me already. I got your partner. Patrick? Why? Who's they? The family. They're checking allegiances. After you killed Police Chief Medina, well, the patriarchs have been pretty divided. Paranoia is spread amongst the ranks. First of all, I didn't know that cop was family. Secondly, let me send a message out there so they know I killed that bastard because I wanted to, not as part of any plot. Doesn't matter what you say. You were just the gun. It was someone else that pulled the trigger. What do you mean? They played you. Medina was innocent. But Patrick told me, I'm sorry, you sacrificed an arm some comp's life so someone inside the family can prove a point. Hi, Tui, how you doing? Thanks for the air horn. Now focus, does Patrick know where you are right now? Gordon? Yeah. I told him before you destroyed my phone. Okay, right now they have him as a forced guest at the bank's hotel. Gotta do something about it, or you or me are done, boy. I spent a week hidden here. If Patrick hadn't spilled the beans so far, I'd say we can trust him. To my knowledge, and I'm sorry to intrude, is that you and Patrick had a fallout about a month ago. Wasn't a fallout, damn it. We're not a couple anymore, but that's it. Oh, that kind of partner. I thought they were like a crime partnership. Hi, Tuil, how you doing? I'm doing pretty alright. We kept working together like the professionals we are. I've been a bit depressed lately, nothing. Okay, so they were two different. Yeah, okay. You attacked a police precinct on a suicide rampage. What's your idea here then? Let's arrange a bouquet and send it to Patrick's room. Are you asking me to silence him? No, just please help me. I'd arrange the flower myself this time, but since it'll be your ex's fate we're toying with, it's only fair you do it. Okay, let's see how we can deal with this mess. I'm sorry, just think of it as sharing your raw, true feelings to Patrick. Sure. Okay, well this is our partner. Riggedy erect, my guy. Gonna try and squeeze in a little napskin a bit. Hey, I hope you can get some rest in. Whenever I try and get a nap in, it doesn't really suit me out too well, but, you know, more power to you if you can. Since it's our partner, our former partner, I think we want to express that we still have strong desires. So with that. And that leaves us with a whole lot of ominous flowers. I kind of want to say we go with the asphodel for regret, weakness, and sorrow, as well as the blue iris. I don't, but is this gonna like silence him necessarily? Because I feel like we could go in two directions here. We could go with like the more how all the other bouquets we've caused and sent out to people have killed somebody, which is a proven strategy, or we can go for the complete opposite direction to be like, hey, we still have this passionate interest with you, and like we still have an emotional connection.
And this is to go even further beyond.
Hi, Tiny Blue. Thanks for the 70 bits. It's not too chillin' here. We're vibing out. We're building flower bouquets. This is intense. Well, it got a lot more intense when I realized my flower bouquets were killing people. Feel bad I didn't normally just end up going to sleep. It happens. Game's good. I'm liking it quite a bit. Very atmospheric. I like the vibes. The art's really good. And I'm very, very concerned about the flowers I pick for this game. Like, I'm running out of flowers. I don't have enough flowers. I need to allocate my flower resources better. We're gonna go. Yeah, vibes can be aggressive vibes. It works on multiple layers. And this. I want to stack these. I think the most important thing we have here is the pink Camilla. I don't want this necessarily to be the largest. I think this is good. What else should we add to the back? I haven't used this one yet. I think I'll use a few of these. Maybe layering them. such that they actually make it to the top of this. And one of these to the back. Thank you. I hate doing a bad job, and so I want to make sure this thing looks gorgeous enough that my partner knows that we care about them, and that, you know, while I might be missing, I might be out of commission, that we're still close, but also that he should not tell the family that where I am, and to not get me killed, and to make sure that Sebastian doesn't get killed. Do I want to throw in some of these bamboos? I like the bamboos, but I feel like the bamboos require a bit more than what I necessarily have to offer to them. So I want to maybe throw one of these in the back here. Maybe another one on the opposite side. Maybe jutting out a bit more. Something a bit more like this. I kind of feel like it looks a little bit like a drink. It looks a teeny bit like I've made a weird cocktail, but I think it works. That smell. The bouquet called Sebastian's Eternal Home. Oh. Well, that's not really going to be great on making sure we don't reveal our location. So thank you. That's my signature arrangement. Oh, so you're telling me that your signature arrangement doesn't normally involve the purple flower and the red flower? I designed it after my husband's passing. A vase of fragrance that balance grief, love, and hope. No, Sebastian's still alive. Sebastian's partner, though, has passed. Tomorrow we lost and to love what's ahead. Thank you. Prepare to be sent. It hurts to see Sebastian scared. Why am I so disappointed? I'm a fool. I deified him as my savior and mentor. So I think each of these takes the course of... No. This is a few days at most, because it was a week ago that we killed the police officer. I'm drinking decaf coffee. Tastes a little bit like dirt. It's alright. Just an old frail man after all, I guess. Not being fair. I thought for a second it was like a week between. He's a good man. He took me in. He healed me. He taught me new ways. Sebastian is a good man. I'm kind of curious to know what the names of all the possible flower combinations are, especially because you can use multiples of the same flower. I am not. Patrick, what are you doing here? He brought flowers too. But his flowers are the same arrangement that we sent to him. It's got the blue, it's got the white, it's got the pink. I wonder if that's how it always works. Because this is probably the bouquet we sent him. He didn't go and get his own flowers. We're the only people who make flowers that are actual flowers. Gordon, you're alive, thank God. Yeah, Sebastian took good care of me. Why are you doing this to me, G? I told you we can't be together. I love you too much and you're too crazy. I broke up with you because I couldn't bear to watching you risk your life all the time. No, I'm doing flowers now. Flowers are safer. I lost an arm. You go and kill a bunch of cops and lose an arm in the process? What were you thinking? I'm sorry, Patrick. If it's any consolation, it doesn't look like I'll be doing any gunslinging anytime soon. Gordon, why? I'm sorry for everything. Now give me another chance. He's learned his lesson. I think. And it's us. I like this fucking guitar though. Holy shit. Give me another chance. I've changed this time for real. Sebastian, you taught me so much. If you have me, I'll put my guns down. I've had enough of that life. I need some time to think. I understand. I love you. I love you too. I'll call you. What's this all about? Wasn't he being kept prisoner at the Banks Hotel? Yeah, he was at the Banks Hotel for an interview with the family. But I guess I exaggerated a bit about the nature of the events. Okay, Sebastian. You were 9 years old, this would call for a punch in the face. I made a 9, but don't hit me. Aren't you happy you were able to express your true feelings to Patrick? I prefer if you didn't lie to me, Sebastian. That's the main purpose of flower arrangement. Yes, I did that, that's for sure. played this twice and I'm playing it differently, but it's good to know there's multiple pathways to the story. I'm kind of curious about what things could have unfolded in different ways. But I don't appreciate you playing me for a fool. It should be up to me if I want to express my true feelings for anyone. If you ever do something like this to me again, we're done. Understood. I'm sorry. Why are you doing this to me anyway? Why did you take me in and tend my wounds? What's this all about teaching me stuff and messing with my emotional life? Well, just tell me, who am I to you? You're no one. That didn't sound good. You were no one. But I just needed anyone. See, I've got no one left. When you've grown this old, life stops happening around you. You just become someone to be visited on special dates. The rest of the year is contemplation. The only thing I've got left is my shop. And these flowers, they're dying. Soil's older than me, it won't bear any more life. After we pluck the last flower, I'm done. I won't be a florist anymore. But I won't be nothing. I think I'll just go and die. Sebastian. I'm sorry I made you my pet project. Just felt the urge of leaving some kind of legacy in extremis. Like if you could build some heritage in a couple of weeks. No, Sebastian, I'm so thankful. We spent very little time together, but I love you. Oh, you shed a little tear. I'll treasure these days for the rest of my life. Let's take care of this flower and extend the moments in time, alright? Ah, you're so cute. But actually, I believe you should be doing one last bouquet. These are your last flowers. Fuck clients. I got a call a couple hours ago. Your father's in the hospital. They said it's likely he won't be seeing another dawn. It's another trick to have me deal with my daddy issues or something? Sorry, Gordon, this is for real. Well, time for celebration then. Let's get a ball of Yamazaki, my treat. No, Gordon, he's your father. I told you about that son of a bitch. He got me through hell. I was expecting all the killing he put me through would make me outgrow being a... Not gonna say that. Not asking you to forgive him or anything like that. I'm offering you closure. Once he's gone, that's it. He'll become a ghost. And ghosts can haunt you until your grave. Trust me. These flowers aren't gonna last no matter how much light and water we put on them. Mean a lot to me if you use them. Ah. Alright. I mean... Huh. So... I feel fine using this and this. And we have to include a third flower, because we literally can't choose not this. But it's weird to have to include it, I want to say. We'll put it near the bottom. And instead, we'll link this like so. I'm trying to get these pixels right here to be just on the matching point. Particularly here. Remember seeing this one? It's a good game. I think this is like the last thing though. Well, I grabbed this, so we'll put this here. We'll put a smaller little bamboo arrangement. Also, hi, how you doing with him? I like that the guitar is still ripping in the background. Put a little more space between these. Two other games you enjoyed? Link them? Hey, I appreciate that. I'll have to check them out at some point. All 30 minutes maximum? I do like me a short game. I could turn this into a middle finger, just like layer in the extra parts of metaphor. But I think I'll put only 4 fingers here. You know. Absolutely. And then just in the back, I like these towering red leaves. I think they look cool. I do wish I had a level of like a layer editor. Exactly. Bam. It's a subtle middle finger. that smell? The bouquet is called The Last Kiss. Passion and hate together can often taste sour. Ship it. I don't know if that means the same thing as it meant before then, Sebastian. Got a call from my father. Maybe he was delirious because of the medication. He told me, hate you too. Then nothing. Who cares? That night Sebastian died too. We got the one flower left. Pink Camilla for your grave. Thank you for all the life you've breathed into me. I love you. Rest in peace, Sebastian. Oh, they buried him in the soil. Aw. Story by Deconstruct Team. Written design by Jordi DePaco. Art and animation by Marina Gonzalez. Music and SFX by Paul Reese Fingerspit. Have I played something by this team before? Things are good? Chores are relaxing? That's good to hear. Can I not go back? I kind of want to see what other things I could do. Yeah. This game said no. The game said you're stuck there. Yeah, there's a lot of options. I'm kind of curious about what other things I could do. But I don't know what other decisions I would want to make. I'm not normally someone who plays games multiple times, even if they have like different like pathways through them. Particularly because I like to commit to my decisions. I don't know. I feel like if there's any decision I would make differently, it might be the second flower arrangement. But I feel like the kind of leftovers I had, as like I went through and like struggled with what flowers I had left over, would then make me like we kind of opted out pretty well. And now if I would go through, I would be thinking ahead, and I don't think that's necessarily what I want to be doing with this game. Yeah. You struggle with choices at the end. And if I'm like going through a second time and being like, well, what if I switch this up? What if I change this? I wouldn't have the same like, okay, now I've got these. I'm not like I have the ability to have to plan ahead, and I don't think that's necessarily what the game had in mind. I am curious though, because it didn't seem like outside of like the last two decisions that it really mattered, because you had Patrick at the end. So I imagine if like maybe you did a different flower arrangement, he just wouldn't be in that last little cutscene. He didn't even have a line there, so it made sense. As well as the kind of like last flower you have left over for Sebastian. Like I like having the pink camellia left over, but I don't know which one of those flowers I'd really want to have as the last one. I do appreciate that. Just kind of dealing with the last, like, I feel like I had an obligation to use the reds in the violets, because those were like the more aggressive, more menacing, more like, hey, I wish you ill will, and like venom. You poisoned Patrick your first bullet through, and he was not in the final scene. Oh. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, yeah, because the way Sebastian told us, like, oh yeah, you might fucking die. But the first two, I don't think necessarily have like a larger bearing on the story. I would be curious about like the last flower choice. I'm trying to think of what I prefer. Like if I got stuck with the pink camellia, I'm fine with the pink camellia being my canon ending for Eternal Horn Floristry. But I think maybe I would want to go with yeah, the bearing it has is what you have at the end, depending on like what flowers you have left over. I think maybe the blue or the white. I really should know the flowers' names at this point. The asphodel or the blue one. You have like a red at the end. I don't. Yeah, the blue one is like hope. Yeah, I think that kind of relates a little bit more to what Sebastian was at least trying to do in terms of like building a legacy in the last 2 weeks he had access to, which would make sense. I don't know. I'm kind of curious about how the game would unfold differently if you had the ability to choose just two flowers or like just any sort of other arrangement. It would be interesting. Would be interesting. Anyhow, let's pop into Glitchhikers. The spaces between, which I believe is a interesting, but it's good the size of it. I feel like if it had like multiple mechanics in it, like maybe if the other like story games they have put out, let me just had like other things in it. Interview. Did I watch you play the interview with the Whisperer? Or did I play interview with the Whisperer? I don't remember. I think I saw someone play this. Okay, that would make sense. So it was like, interview with the Whisperer. Why does this remind me of eating macaroni and cheese? And that's because I was eating macaroni and cheese, and then I saw this game happen. Now it makes more sense. Now I understand why that seems so familiar. Okay. Luckily, I have such bad sense memory of the actual plots of that game, I don't remember much, so I could actually play it. But let's pop into Glitchhikers. The other one is way more depressing. Lovely. Yeah, I think Glitchhikers is a walking simulator of sorts, but I don't know how much it is like a procedurally generated walking simulator compared to like a curated, tailored experience. I watched a short trailer for it beforehand. Tiny Blue recommended me to play it a few days ago, and I was like, okay, I'll throw it in there. We'll see how this goes. So we'll find out. Let me update the stream stuff. Also find the category because I forgot to do that. Bam. Oh, English subtitles on, high contrast off, visual glitches on. Menu text is a slider. I assume that's size. We'll find out in a few seconds. Full screen on. Hit me. Bam. Please capture the game. There we go. I think this game is not sad at all. I think the game that Beep linked in the recommendation section of my Discord is sad, the second one. This game is designed to encourage introspection and explores a variety of meandering, existential, and sometimes difficult topics. Glitchhikers is space between whilst finding and interrogating your own wisdom. An important aspect of this is listening to your needs as they arise. Although each conversation was written with those who may be hurt, healing in mind, we encourage you to prioritize your own mental well-being. To that end, you can choose to skip conversations and quit journeys at almost any time with no repercussions. While the intent is to leave players with an overall hopeful and positive experience, content in this game will acknowledge that often uncomfortable complexities of existence. Certain topics may be filtered out using the content section of the options menu to better help you shape and predict the content you may encounter. There is no wrong way to play. Okay. I understand having a content warning, but that was a very specific content warning. Like, hey, just choose the things that you want to deal with necessarily. I wonder what it could be. This is content. Yeah, I think it came out like a few days ago. You can change filters at any time. Current journey will not be affected. Okay. All right. I think that's enough for me to be like, okay, I don't know if I necessarily need to put. I think the content warning I have now is fine. I think it also applies to this game. But okay, text, English, size, big text, bigger text. Like my mom's phone text. Subtitle text, dialogue text. Antique engine. Oh, I think this seems fine. Let's just pop in. Let's see what happens. Oh. I like the stylized mouse. Interact. Oh. Move. Was there a mouse sensitivity option? Look sensitivity. There we go. Let's pop this up a bit. Okay. The cool zone. That's my house. Exactly. We're gonna find our way through all the digital highways. We're gonna go talk to the clerk who just disintegrated for a brief moment, but I want to go to the cool zone. I want to get my monster energies from the cool zone. Hi, gremlins. How you doing? The cool zone. Hell yeah. Speak. No. The cool zone has something in it that looks like a bunch of frozen dinners. I don't like that I blink. It weirds me out. Best place in the convenience store? Exactly, that's where all the cool stuff is. Why, hello there, traveler. Welcome. How might I help you? Where am I? Oh, I had to hold it down. This is the stop. A little roadside attraction on the outskirts, you know. One of those spaces in between. We provide refreshment, relaxation, and restoration to weary wayfarers. In between what? What an interesting question. In between spaces, in between thoughts and ideas, in between feelings, but mostly in between journeys. Like a liminal space, probably. But it's wonderful that you made your way here. I don't know if you meant to, but I don't know if any of us were really here at all, frankly. Most people come here between journeys, whether these journeys are physical, mental, spiritual, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Tonight you can head out on the highway if you'd like, or you could head to the nearby railway and hop aboard the commuter train. Driving the highway always has a chill kind of vibe to me, though your thoughts may wander to all sorts of topics as you consider the universe around you. Nothing quite like a late night drive. Is there. So classic. Traveling by train is more collective journey, in my opinion. Everyone heading in the same direction. Expect a sense of community, but also the kind of deep personal conversations you can only have in a safe space. Love the clerk's outfit. He's a very fashionable person. It makes me very concerned that he's death. Anytime I see a mysterious figure and they're wearing a tuxedo or a nice suit, I assume they're here to bring me to death. Clerk is gender, hell yeah. The noise sounds like an upset tummy. It does sound a little bit like an upset tummy. You got low grumblies. You should go to the cool zone, get something to chill, drink it up. Also a nearby park, but it's closed at the moment as they install some new sculptures. The bus to the airport is running late again. Just check back the next time you're here if you want to learn about those. I just wish the text... I guess I made the text a little bit too big. That's on me. Let's make the text a tiny bit smaller so that it doesn't... I don't have to click twice. Sounds boring, sounds lovely. I'll give it a try. What should I expect? What do I do? I guess I'll give it a try. I think if I'm going on my own personal journey and I want to have the same kind of affectations that I go for my own introspection, I feel like at this point I'd be like, I'm sorry for asking this many questions. I guess I'll just go. Thank you. That's all we're asking. Open your mind and settle into the experience. Okay. Grab myself up. And get ready to go. But no matter your travels, expect to find others on the same journey. Share your thoughts, your feelings. There's never a right or wrong answer out there. I would normally assume that means that there's online aspects Journey. I don't think I've ever played Journey, but I know you can run into random players while you're running around. I feel like that's what this is just implied, but I don't think it is. If you find your conversations too much or you need help, you can always ask to stop. Just press the back button whenever you're given dialogue options. Otherwise, you can quit the journey or game anytime via the pause menu. Always be here if you need to talk to someone. Check back in between journeys, and if you need resources outside of the experience, a link is available in the pause menu as well. Look at the night sky out there. The moon is watching over you tonight. We're all watching over you. Thanks, my guy. I just want to buy something at the cool zone. The cool zone. Fridge 2 or fridge 3? What happened to fridge 1? That's not a fridge. Can I put on my winery outfit? I've already got my winery outfit on. Impulse. How are you doing today? I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna be the fucking coolest person at the winery. What are we buying? What are you buying? I haven't played that game yet, but I'll play it soon. This looks like 4 packs of beer I would buy because it looks weird. Oh, you have your own personalized, stylized can of beer here, clerk. It is cozy. It's nice. Can I drink this? No, I just interact with it? Okay. No, that's not the right button. Backspace. Is that? That's all of these. Ah! It's not escape, it's backspace. Alright. Guess go over there if I can. Fridge 3, fridge 4. Move. How many glasses of wine can I eat? It depends on the size of the glass of wine. I think I could like bite into 2 before I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And all the blood spills out of my mouth. I thought this was a ukulele, but I think it's a guitar. Which is less cool. That's my hot take. I do not like how you move around in this game. I don't like this at all. I assume this has to be like a VR experience of some sort. I guess I should go to the highway if I want to go on my own little personal journey by myself. A little introspection. Start. It is like VR movie, which is why. Yes, go. Go? Start journey. I wish I could just move around with WASD. I'm going 99 kilometers? That's like 1,000 miles per hour.
And welcome to Radio 90 Night Drive. Thanks for tuning in. The story goes that early film viewers panicked at the sight of a train rushing towards them. On the web, we navigate spaces shaped by information and data. In video games, we will our avatar bodies to weave around obstacles, and in VR, our stomachs turn at the edge of a digital cliff. We immerse ourselves in a reality
furious. I can't go below 70 kilometers.
That is no less real than any other. Realities within realities.
I can't introspect like this.
And sometimes tell us more about our own reality than what we think is real.
Okay.
And what we think is real is telling. What will your brain tell you as you drive the dark roads of reality? What truths are rushing towards you?
The announcer seems a little bit Night Vale inspired.
All too real. Will you panic like the apocryphal film viewers, or drive on? With our next song, Magnetar Swing.
Magnetar Swing? I think that's a Pokemon move. Okay, I appreciate the subtitles. Okay. I was like, I hope this disappears pretty soon. It's a vibe. I'm here for it. I almost drove off the road, and that's fine. It's my personal journey. I kind of wish I had mouse movement instead of the axis I have at the top. Good End, Vanishing Peak, or Sweet Lavender. I guess we should go to Sweet Lavender. I don't know if I want to go to the Good End yet. Was that a cop on the side of the road? I don't want cops on my personal journey. I'm doing the emote. I'm wearing the same hat and everything. I also haven't shaved in a while, just like in the emote. Is that a passenger? The game could use rain ambience, but it's not raining on my personal journey. It might be later. We'll find out. I kind of wish I could change to a different song. Oh, the world is glitching apart. Should I be doing something about this? What if I sped up? What if I went faster? What if I went as fast as I could? 130 kilometers. I don't have a passenger. Oh, fuck, I do. Make sure the pickup. I was beginning to think it would be... Never done this before. The first time for everything. Don't be nervous. Just the next rest stop would be great. A good drive can fix a lot of mine. If I smoke? Yeah, I'd rather you didn't smoke in my car. Oh, that's fair. Definitely don't want to be ungracious for the lift. Don't want to make you uncomfortable. Well, a little bit too late for that, but alright. I'm the one who brought you in my car. They say the journey's more important than, the other thing. Why are you driving? Just to go somewhere, to find something, because I like it. No reason. I've driven around just because I like it. I don't do it a lot, though. More like, I just need to be doing something right now, or my mind's gonna lose it. And driving is soothing, because there are rules to the road, and you gotta follow them. Well, that's fair. I suppose joy is a worthy pursuit. Is that it, though? When I was a kid, we had a cabin out on one of the islands. Now you could see thousands of stars. So bright, you don't need a flashlight. I give them all names. Atticus and Caesar, Garuda, and Sol. You don't like driving? That's fair. It really depends on how much traffic you have to deal with on the whole thing. I feel like driving is just nice to be in a car. And normally because I'm driving alone, it's I can just fucking vibe out. They fought each other in wars of my making. Alliances formed and were broken. Explosions burst across the sky. I was a god to them. Okay, so you have a god complex then. That's cool. I have one too. You really had some imagination. There is no god. Too far away. The distance the starlight has to travel is so great most of the stars we see are probably dead. I think the stars are a light in the darkness. Very Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 4. Excuse me. Maybe the darkness is an illusion. I like to walk with California spread out. We do not have any good public transportation in America because it's built for cars and it's a nightmare. I like driving, but I wish it was built more for pedestrians. My parents pretty much ignored me. Father was too drunk. Mother too busy. I still remember those days fondly. Does that say something about me? No, I don't think so. I think people just remember those things. If there's an intersection, 12 kilometers, we should watch out. One day a man came to the grassy spot where I played. He said he was from the stars and he pleaded for my mercy. I told him it was all make-believe. He just shook his head. I finished Kingdom Hearts 3. It was alright. Really? Children can be cruel. And yet they're called innocents. Can you be guilty and innocent at the same time? That's some I'm 14 and this is deep. Too bad I was never really a kid. Thanks for the lift. Are you just gonna fucking jump out of the car? Okay. I guess.
And the circle of life continues.
Oh no, I can look behind me.
We don't always have control over our lives, over what happens to us. But we do control how we react. Accept.
Yeah, I was a child.
Grow.
A child who loved to smoke.
Love. Hide. Fade. Wither. Wisen. Embrace. Fight.
This is the worst
You are
podcast.
all alone out there. But you know, you're never alone. Millions of distinct bacteria
I'm looking at
share
the
your
keyboard.
body.
It's like, what do you mean? 741. I was
You're
looking around for it.
alone. Keep driving, driver.
You got it, my guy.
Bowl of Petunias is up next.
I love Bowl of Petunias. My favorite song. Sounds like it'd be really popular on TikTok. We can't get to 69, so I guess we'll go with 96. Which is the next best thing. Is this Imagine Dragons? It's Imagine Dragons and Macklemore. It's their combined song. And I say Coldplay was going to feature on this, but they just couldn't get Coldplay in on time. Oh, that car's gone. Gotta get them out of the coal zone. It's fucked up. Someone on the side here? And a door? What do we got here? That was a little alien. Oh, hi. You look like something from Monster Rancher. Just in the nearest hospital. The baby's just about ready to pop out. Thanks for the pickup. Not many of your species seem willing to take me. Ambulance? Shouldn't you get an ambulance? Instead of hitchhiking? I can't go faster. Should I? Sorry, I'm still figuring out how customs of this world work. But you know you have to go to a hospital. I'm from a little planet in the Triangulum Galaxy. Our star got too close to another system and almost collided with a blue giant. There was a war and it made the planet totally unlivable, of course, so we, left. Did the little girl from the islands cause it? What does that mean? What was your planet like? You see, it was once beautiful. A night sky full of moons, bioluminescence everywhere, and New Zealand's getting ripped apart. Hello, Timbo. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello. Raiders. I am the world's cutest gamer. Thank you so much for the follow.
I mean, I love the imagery of this character. The Tibia Mariner, like, there's
Tibia
something
Mariner's
just so
great.
classic and iconic about
hi,
like a
y'all.
skeletal boatman. Like, so
How was the rest of
cool.
your session? Hi, Gold Monster. How you doing?
I don't know what he's doing all the way over fucking here. He goes where he wants.
He does fuck off
Fuck
to the
you.
land, and it's fucked up. You're like, who's Tibia Mariner? Stay in the water. What are you doing? But hi, Raiders. I'm the world's cutest gamer. I just played through a game called Eternal Form Floristry, which is a game about setting up bouquets, and now we're on Glitchhikers. The space is between a game where you could drive around and do stuff and go on journeys. Right now we picked up a little alien, and the alien is going to the hospital because they're giving birth soon. Hi, Timbo. Thanks again so much for the raid. How was the rest of your session? I popped in there for a bit. I always pop into the streams for Exploits of the Golden Shadows, and I just write a joke in chat and hope I can get someone to crack on stream. I know I'm a monster for doing it, but I do love the challenge. I think I almost got Rice Q today, but maybe one time. One time, very soon. Yeah, so this alien just told us that their planet got fucked up, and they're pregnant, and they're going to a hospital, and we're just chill vibing, listening to the radio. My journey here was long but wonderful. There are so many worlds in the galaxy, so much life. Little planet of tiny column volcanoes and baobabs? It's pronounced boba. Civilization of artists and dreamers who believe we are all just living someone else's story. Tribes of nomadic people who live amongst the stars. You know, all the elements that form life were created in the heart of a star that exploded, spreading the elements through the galaxy. You and me, we're made of stars. First sense you've made, we are one with the universe. There exists an old version of the water where exactly. My god, it's full of stars. I don't get it. Many mythologies in this world, the sun is a deity of power, light, fire, strength. Some myths say it must be reborn every year, whereas the earth goddess represents life, birth, fertility, but really, there would be no life without the sun, no earth without the sun. We are all born from the stars like the sun. Shouldn't the sun god be the creator of life? Forgive the ancients, just a metaphor, both are gendered. Though they were foolish, I prefer Gaia. I say it's a metaphor. You know? I mean, it kind of entails all those other things as well. Of course they are. All of it is. Human students of semiotics say everything can be a sign of something else. My sister lost a baby. For years she couldn't talk about it. And one day she said to me, "It's just as well. The universe doesn't care about life. I'll wait for the next one." I can't wait. I won't wait. Fortunately, the hospital is just up here. Sandra, you know what this is? It's the sudden realization that every other person, all the people around you driving those cars, and fully conscious people with their own stories and goals and loves and thoughts. Just think about that for a second. I mean, I'm aware that other people have feelings. Okay. Bye. Sorry.
Spirits surround us. Ideas. They guide us, speak with us, drive with us. Their reality, their existence is immaterial. Their power, their influence, paves the roads we travel.
Yeah, there was not a hospital there.
They question us, we question them.
But maybe it was like an alien hospital?
We seek to understand the forces that surround us. They will never let us. Question them anyway. It's the only way.
What's the average kilometer highway speed?
Telba is up next. Who drives with you, driver?
Hopefully just me, normally. This is the part where we just vibe out, listen to the radio, while we wait for someone to pick up in our car. We're gonna speed up. I don't know if there's any, like, deserts like this in Europe. Or maybe this is more of a mountainous region now. I thought those were like the deserts and badlands of Utah, but I could be wrong. Passengers tucking rolling out of the moving car. Yeah, you know, I feel like this game kind of ebbs and flows in terms of how much it's like considered serious stuff. That was it's Mac tonight. Hey, thanks for the ride. I love the road. Finding new places to explore along the arteries of the countryside. Thanks for making room for my chair in the back. Gotcha, buddy. That might be Hylix. That's Wayne. Yeah, where you headed? No in particular. Wherever you're going, I guess. Now for me is always something special. Even the most mundane trips, I mean. Movement can bring challenges, but there's always something new and interesting to discover, to uncover. Things you haven't seen before, didn't know were there. Did you find that? I'm just trying to get it from A to B, you know? I don't know what A is or what B is, but I'm trying to get to them. You'll find the magic in the journey itself. No wonder all the places you passed, no sense of Sonder for all the people around you. I learned that word from the last lady. I had a friend, have a friend, who wanted to explore the unexplored. Set out into the universe, leaving the Milky Way far behind. They send me messages sometimes, little cosmic postcards about their latest discoveries, a whole civilization orbiting a black hole, Christian Time's little planet of tiny volcanoes and baobabs. I know that place. A world made entirely of living plants, down to its core. I can't respond to them, of course, but by the time I get their message, it's been years since I sent it. They've long moved on to some new galaxy. can only read what they send, and I hope they know I'm happy and healthy. Must be nice to hear about the adventures. Why would there be 2 different questions asking about the wheelchair? It is, I explore my own surroundings, and I get to vicariously explore the universe through them, too, but I miss them. I love hearing about my friends' new discoveries, but I'm content to stay here, exploring my local area. Hell yeah. Ooh. Doesn't matter if someone else has already explored it, I can always find something new and interesting, create a shared experience with whoever had been there before. You know that in the city I live in right now, there's a tree that was uprooted and replanted upside down. Still thriving. But their warrior tunnel is under an anthropology museum. The city wouldn't let them build the core building of the skyscraper, so the architect just turned the plans onto their side to create a building that stretches across 2 whole blocks instead. Dude, there's all these unknowns out there, but there's an urgent imperative for us to understand our own homes too. We live here, we work here, we play here. Others do too. Wouldn't take that for granted. And there's so much about our own homes we don't usually know. Places we don't go, maybe they're deemed dangerous, usually just for being outside our social circles, our lived experience. We should know those places too, try to understand them, learning how other people live and why we have to have empathy. Whether we all just stay in our bubbles and our loud echo chambers. Nothing ever changes for the better. Not always 2 sides to every stories. There's so much we don't understand about each other, some don't reciprocate. Gets in the way, I guess. This feels very surface level, which is interesting. I feel like I'm comparing this a lot to Eternal Home Floristry, which I felt like had a little bit more depth, explored a lot about more like people, which I had the opportunity to because I had 2 very specific characters and had a very specific mechanism for telling the story. Whereas this is, hey, someone's gonna get in your car and they're gonna talk to you for a bit. You can really only interact with questions. I guess you can choose whether or not you're gonna pick up a person who looks like the moon. You see what story you get, but I feel like the options you really have to interact with them don't really go very far. And as such, the kind of level of conversation you have is very surface level. It feels more like I'm making small talk with someone I'm giving an Uber ride to, rather than having a conversation that really explores any sort of level of introspection. At the end of the day, perhaps some people show us that they don't deserve our time or energy, but I don't think that's true of most people. Anyway, that's why I love to travel like this, finding all those places, learning about other folks, how they live, how we all live. I do miss my friend though. I miss seeing them, miss traveling together. The road can be lonely alone. I've not played NeoCab. I know NeoCab, people recommended NeoCab to me after I played Valhalla. But I've not played NeoCab yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I miss friends too. I like being alone. We have each other. That's what I like to say to my Uber passengers. But at this moment, yeah, it's nice to have someone to talk to. You have many more conversations ahead of you. Oh well, there's so much more to see, so much more to explore. NeoCab is excellent. Does NeoCab kind of explore... I thought it was like a mystery game where you're trying to like unravel a mystery. Does it kind of do a lot more like character exploration? When we look at the places we live, the spaces we move through, we're like the eyes of the universe, observing the wonder of existence being known. We're not to just exist there, we should appreciate it. Appreciate our home, care for it as we do ourselves, as we should each other. Both interesting. I like character exploration and I love mysteries, so maybe I should check that out. Who's fucking laughed? What? Who's put on NPR?
Do you see the signs? Do you take solace
Where are you?
from the
How you
moon
doing?
above, the lonely light in the darkness, the trees in bloom?
I'm doing
Are you
good.
chilled by the abandoned place?
I'm on a journey of introspection
phone
right now.
from another
and the
time.
radio's talking to me.
The specter of death
Oh,
following
NeoCab
you.
never played it.
What towns do you pass unnoticed? What stars blink out without being
Doing
seen?
all right. Was feeling pretty anxious
Meaning cannot
about
be
life
thrust upon
before
us.
stream, but I was like, let me
Decisions
use
are ours to make.
the power of focusing on
Unless all of this is
storytelling to get rid of that anxiety for a bit.
Before you've consciously chosen. Did you choose to drive?
Yeah, I chose to drive over going to the train.
Jellyfishin is up next.
Jellyfish and be up next. I hope it's ska. Jellyfishin sounds like ska. Ooh, this is better. Love a calm bass groove. Bass groove. Also calm bass groove. But that's just because I like the music of fish. I want to go up to 111 kilometers per hour. Look at the moon. Did our buddy take his wheelchair out? Yes, he did. I was afraid that being able to look behind me meant that something was going to scare me. But that's not the case. It's just a fun little seat. Dusty Depths. Shelly is in 70 kilometers. Are those the people I can pick up? Yeah, they seem like the names of places. Not so much like... They seem like the names of places, not so much the characters on the sides of the road that we've been picking up. But these seem like they'd be more of an indication of the people you would get on the ride with you. I kind of want to be able to get a little bit closer to these cars. I also always long thought that a great idea for like a small horror game would be driving a car at night, because I used to have to drive a car home alone at night when I went to school. But I took a lot of like night classes. I would have like, my classes would always be at like 7 to like 10, and I'd be like 3 counties away from where I live, so I had to drive through a bird. It's coming, you know. Inevitability. It pulls on me even now. The frame is ephemeral, the portrait an illusion, the reality collapsing. That's what the Book of Josh says. The Book of what? Probably doesn't exist here. Doesn't matter. You want to put that in the back? You put that in the back if you want to. My dimension is collapsing. My home, my world. I can see it coming, and I can't stop it. It happens, buddy. Have you heard about climate change? Will you hear my prophecies? Will you help me interpret the signs? Yeah, I got you, buddy. I'm here to help. The visions come. Suns warm, moons crack. The flow of time glitches. The flow of time glitches. 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 The things that led to this are set. There's no going back and changing things now. Doom comes for us. For you too. You know, I'm sorry, it happens. There's a trait we share then. Have you seen the cornucopia? It is empty yet. Burbs. I love burbs that talk about the inevitability of death, the collapsing of the universe. Always a fun time. I am not familiar with the cornucopia. I have seen the Adult Swim sketch. But if you do let me know about the cornucopia, I'll be glad to check it out. Keep a wary eye. It is one of the signs. We hope we can find stability once, a way for the dimension to survive, but when calamity strikes, it's us back. We don't have time to move forward when we're always packing last thing than now. I love driving along the side of the road at night and seeing large man-made structures. Particularly I love seeing windmills. I don't live in an area where there's a lot of windmills, so it's only when I'm like far off somewhere else. But these work. These suffice. The paths will shift. Forks merge, new roads open, glitches unravel under our changing biome. It becomes inhospitable. We will gather, we will work to reverse it, invent new processes, but they'll be misused, accelerate the problem. Form new collectives, but they'll be mired, partisanship, power struggles. Once again, I know about climate change. The pendulum swings and new barons take power. Plans are scrapped, new ones, worse ones started, then the pendulum swings again. No progress, doom inches closer. Hell yeah, if you got birds, post your birds. And if you got emotes that signify the inevitability of the collapsing of the universe, go for those too. Can I get some collapses of the universe in chat right now, please? Thank you. You have to try. Can't do anything. Stay in the present. I don't know. That scares me. Ah, you gotta do something. Yeah, at least try. You'll feel better about it if you at least try. You take action, even in the face of hopelessness? Well, I do see that I do not. Perhaps I might learn to see it too someday. It's not light I see at the end. I'm like, I don't want people to mad at me for not just trying something. Very different. I can't stay long in this world. I'll be pulled back to mine. I always am, pulled back towards destruction. Extinctions will come, plagues, the bloom of hatred will grow, the wave of indifference. But I see it here too, the same problems. Progress made impossible by shifting fortunes by the next calamity, ever onwards towards inevitable doom. You sense it. You must. Yeah, it sucks, but you gotta do something. I cannot change the future of my dimension. I wish I could change the future of yours. I will try to return again. Maybe we can affect change together. It comes and yet you drive on. Why? Just to get somewhere. Try to stay one step ahead of the inevitable, or flee from it. I don't know what to do. I fear there's nothing to do, and yet I will be here until it comes. It's calling me back. I cannot linger, and until next time, perhaps we can find more answers. Bye. F's in chat for this guy's universe. You hate to see it get collapsed, but sometimes it happens. Those are power towers, right? No. the Void Horizons of 47 kilometers. Also got Tennyson, Purpose Peak, the Quarter Abode, Adobe. I wonder how long I'm on the road for. Can I escape? Okay, no. That's fine. Just quit journey. So maybe that's the only way I can go back to town? Or go back to the convenience store, I guess. Not so much go back to town. I do like these little scenic views you get on the side of the road. They look pleasant. Oh shit, am I listening to Frog Radio? 98 kilometers. That was weird. What is going on the radio? Stop. I'm just going to go as fast as I can. I gotta get out of here.
The road stretches before us all, whether we drive it or not. Where does it lead you? Do you have a destination in mind, or is the future a mystery?
Well, I would hope for the
Does
first,
that
but it really seems like the
highway
latter.
disappear in darkness, or is there a light that guides you?
I mean, I keep trying to follow
Is
the street
life taking
signs.
you on a journey, or do you set your own path?
Both.
We all have a path to follow or forge. It intersects with others, stoplights and mergers and exits. Sometimes it stretches for miles alone. But we're not alone, are we, driver? No matter what we might tell ourselves. I hope you enjoyed the program tonight. Before we part ways, count backwards with me.
Alright, I'll do it.
5,
4.
4,
Don't close your eyes on road. 3, 2, 1.
1. Welcome back. Thanks for listening to Night Drive on Radio 90.
Oh hell. We're fucking some top 40 stuff right now. I am confused. You're right. I like what's going on over there. That's pleasant. Like a tiny localized Aurora Borealis. Hella good colors. I love me some strawberry kiwi. I kind of would like the ability to drive through the city. I enjoy looking at scenic city views. Right lane exit only. Is this going to be an actual road sign?
You've got one hand on the button.
Another hand on my heart.
Hand on the wheel.
Whoa. Okay, I can't change directions.
There's a
This would make sense as being Canadian.
as you hover. Uncertain how you feel.
Credits? That's why they have good infrastructure.
Uncertain how you feel.
I guess it's probably like each pathway you can go has a different credit sequence at the end of it, or has a credit sequence at the end of it.
Seems too real.
If I had gone back on the road, would I have seen the world in both ways?
Certainty is now.
It is a good way to listen to a podcast by driving on a virtual road. I might have preferred Forza.
But every time I look around,
That's a good combination.
probabilities collapse. The odds are that
Consultants? Well, a lot of consultants. A very extensive team working on this. Okay, well we've got more of this game to get through. Okay, we're gonna watch the credits each time now, I guess. So I don't know how I felt about that necessarily. I mean, yeah, I think I would have continued on the pathway. Oh no, I've got to spin the wheel. You didn't mean to do that? Okay. I will return your points. But did you actually not mean to spin the wheel? Because I can return your points to you. I don't know if you're like, oh, whoops, I actually hit the spin the wheel button. Or if you mean it the other way. Return your points. I got you. Please enjoy the rest of this credit sequence while I go over to twitch.tv, and I cannot refund points through OBS. Dashboard. View rewards. Channel points? Is that how this works? No, I have to go through stream manager. Right? Putting a Honeycrisp apple with apple cider? Hell yeah. That sounds delicious, if not a little bit too high in apple. Trying to give you a BuzzFeed quiz. Well, let me remember how to fucking do this. Yeah? Activity? No. Now what's? Should be here. New challenge? Review request queue. That's the button I'm looking for. Why do they hide that so far back? Wheel. Here we go. Rejected. Bam. Having attention, what's next? Still this game. This game isn't over. It just gave us a whole credit sequence. Borderlands name. The Path. The Railway. I want to see if there's anything new in the store. You got new drinks? Oh. There's the windmill there. Thank you for the BuzzFeed quiz redemption, AOL. We'll do that in a second. Here's our friend that we saw earlier, the one who wanted to smoke in our car. Okay, backspace. Build a taco quesadilla cocktail quiz. It is neat. It makes me think that maybe this shows like all the characters you could possibly interact with on this thing. So we missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's probably 6 other characters we could have seen. It's nice that they each have a little signature drink. And I guess there's 4 different journey pathways because there's 4 fridges. That's nice. I would like to try each of the little drinks. It's so cool. It's in the cool zone. Ever had a DBZ Spirit Bomb energy drink? No. Is that just a Jaeger bomb? That sounds like it'd just be a Jaeger bomb. A drink I think I've managed to avoid mainly a lot in my life. Oh, he has a boba drink. He has a little canned boba. Bird boba. Birdba. Because of the boababs on the planet. I'm sorry your planet's being destroyed, but I'm glad you got boba in your drink. Ugh. Someone at a comic store? So we had a micro center near us, and for about 10 years they had a lot of those mana potions and health potions that they sold for like Final Fantasy energy drinks that came out for like Final Fantasy 13, I want to say. They had those for 10 years, and they had to have expired for a long time ago, I want to say. But yeah, before we go on our next journey, let's pop this BuzzFeed quiz open. Here's a quiz if you want to play along at home. Let me hit some buttons, move some things, pop that over there, put that there too. Mute the game. Continue to play
I've heard of a land.
Songs that aren't that. It's play capture. That's the button to look for. Hey, me. I'm closer. You can see even more clearly the shawl, and you can see my fingers pouring through it. But yes, create a custom taco, quesadilla, and cocktail, and we'll let you know what your strongest trait is. Let's talk about who you really are. Sure. Okay, let's make your taco first. Pick a tortilla. Songs to make quesadillas too. Exactly. Under construction from The Sims 1. It's called a banger for a reason. I default to flour tortillas a lot, but when I go to like an actual restaurant, I ask for corn tortillas. Because I know the restaurant's gonna like do the corn tortillas right. He fell off on the drink part, that's fair. What are these like Taco Bell tacos? What's going on? Corn tacos I like corn tacos the best, but like getting pre-packaged corn taco shells are never good. So I only like to get like better ones from like the restaurants. So I guess if I'm going for my ideal taco, it would be a corn taco. I just like the flavor of corn tacos. Flour tortillas are nice, but they're fine. Choose your meat or meat alternative. Carne asada, al pastor, chicken, fried fish, shrimp, carnitas. Taquerias here are bomb. I know, I've heard so many good things, but I just never had it. Tofu, ground beef, or lengua, cow tongue. You're ambitious and refuse to let life get in the way. Your work ethic is unparalleled. When it comes to something you're passionate about, you strive for excellence and success and very rarely quit something you've put your mind to. Because your determination is prominent, you might come across as tough to others, but deep down it's because you're very goal-oriented and have a strong desire to see something through. Oh. You're goal-oriented, you have a good work ethic. I feel like that gets you. It is a good quiz. I wish it had more meat alternatives. There's a lot of good stuff you can put in a taco that isn't meat. And not just tofu. You do beans, that's a bird. You could do cactus. You can just do fajita peppers. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. What veggies do you want? Onions, cilantro, tomato, jalapenos, with everything, with nothing. I mean, this is a good selection of veggies. These are all great. I mean, I guess the real question is if you're a person who can eat cilantro. Cactus fried up with some peppers, it's fucking fantastic. Cactus is so good. It's so good. Gotta go with everything. Only a coward would choose nothing. Do you just want meat? Meat and cheese? What are you doing? Who's my salsa? Salsa verde, salsa roja, pico de gallo, salsa cara, corn salsa. I like the spiciest salsas available, but I feel like pico de gallo like adds a little bit more. Like I just like spicy stuff, but also like pico de gallo is like a tangy-ish. Any place near that had cactus on it? That sounds. There's not a lot of great vegetarian sandwiches. And so, like, knowing that a cactus sandwich, that sounds good. I think I've only seen cactuses for sale once or twice around me, but I've never bought them. But, like, they're good. What else salsa? Got the same thing? Hell yeah. Ambitious as hell, determined as hell. Gotta love that work ethic. Always be on your grind. I'm gonna go with salsa roja. If I had to choose between the two, I would go with salsa roja, because I just want to have it be spicier. Have you had cactus jelly? I don't think I've had cactus jelly. I don't think so. Do I want guac? I'd rather have the avocado by itself on my taco. I like the idea of corn salsa, but I haven't liked one. That's fair. I feel like corn it adds like a good texture to the taco, but I feel like if I could only pick one salsa, I wouldn't want it to be corn. If I could do two, it'd probably be... I mean, if I could do two, it'd be salsa roja, and then pico de gallo. The third one would be corn. For sure. I don't really like the green sauces particularly that much. I like green pasta sauce. I like pesto. That's good. I do not like salsa verde so much. I want a salsa instead of a corn salsa when you eat it. That's fair. I don't like guacamole, but I don't like the texture of guacamole. I have nothing against the flavor of guac. So, I feel like maybe I'll try and get into guacamole. Like, just try and have some avocado toast every so often to just help me get past the texture of avocado. I'm not welcome in California. I'm not welcome in California for a few reasons. Do you want guac? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Jason Mraz, your avocado farm. I apologize. I am not a guac head. Yet. Do I want lime? Yes. I would love lime. Lime is so good. I like to... You have to baptize yourself in an avocado. That makes sense. And you have to like put the pit in your mouth. I like to spray the lime juice on the taco and then I eat the rest of the lime. Not the shell though. Kind of pick a quesadilla. Pick your tortilla. Huh. I think I've only had flour quesadillas. You're very perceptive about the world around you. Hell yeah. Love to be aware of the things that are happening around me. This blue corn tortilla sounds good. Cactus tortilla? I mean, these all seem good. But I've only ever had flour quesadillas. I guess I'll have to go with flour though, but I would want to try these. Maybe not the spinach. Like, I've had a spinach wrap and I like spinach wrap, but like, I'd rather just have tortilla. Break up their seeds with avocado stones in their stomach. That makes sense. Keeps your gut fiber going. Good for your gut biome. What kind of cheese do I want? Cheddar, mozzarella, queso. This Oaxaca. Wait, is this Oaxaca? Colby Jack, Pepper Jack, Monterey Jack. I'm gonna go with Pepper Jack. I mean, yeah, they're all pretty good. I don't know if I want mozzarella necessarily. Like, maybe it's a melting cheese with a... I think mozzarella is definitely like an addition cheese. But Pepper Jack is definitely my favorite of these cheeses. And I just like spicy stuff. Add something to your quesadilla. Chicken tenga, rajas, roasted poblano cheddar strips, caramelized onions, jalapenos, refried beans, carne asada. I'm kind of curious about these beans. I would go with the roasted poblano chili strips, but I already put Pepper Jack. Like, I already picked Pepper Jack, so I need to double down on spices. So it's between the caramelized onions or the refried beans, and I'm kind of curious about the refried beans. I feel like onions would either be like, they'd form pockets, so you'd get one bite that's too oniony, and another bite that's not oniony at all, and I feel like that'd be a problem. We're just going with refried beans. Add something else. Chaharron, pigskin and crisps, flor de calabaza, squash blossom, chorizo, mushrooms, avocado, birria. Have to do something as well, exactly. And you also have to spread it and make sure there's not like an angle. Doing some post-session stuff, but now you're here. Hi, hey, hi Rescue, how you doing? It's always good to kind of get your stuff organized post-session, especially if you're doing an actual record show. Well, thank you for being here. I think I'm gonna add mushrooms. You're doing a breakfast quesadilla, green onion is great. Yeah, that sounds like it'd be good. I feel like oftentimes I don't like taste the green onion that has green onion in it, but maybe I'm just like not paying attention enough. Maybe I don't have a sophisticated palate. Maybe I'm a coward. I'm going with mushies though. How you be cooking it? On a Kamal hot plate, frying it in the microwave. Sad face. I mean, I'd probably be putting it on a hot plate. I mean, I'm not gonna fry it. I'm gonna put it like on the stove. I'm gonna cook it that way. Sorry, I don't have whatever this hot plate thing is. Sad face. It makes sense. It's you're gonna have a worse quality quesadilla. Finish it off with a topping: sour cream, lettuce, salsa verde, salsa roja, a hot sauce. A combo of a few listed here. I mean, if I can choose a combo of things, I'll take that. I was gonna do sour cream. Like, sour cream is the biggest one. My tongue is a coward. That's true. I'm a coward as well. What song am I listening to? Okay, I know this is. It just has a longer intro than the one on YouTube. Sour cream is probably one of my favorite toppings. It's so good on so many things. But sour cream on quesadillas are fantastic. Back doing a rundown of the group. Hell yeah. Thank you again for the raid, Timbo. The stream is going alright. I'm having a good time. We're doing a little BuzzFeed quiz if y'all want to play along at home. Here's the link. We're making a taco, a quesadilla, and a cocktail, and we're figuring out what the best trade is, and then we're popping back into Glitchhikers, a game where the radio gets mad at me, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the combo. I think I'd go with salsa roja and then sour cream. I don't think I want just hot sauce, ash hot sauce. Yes, I was only able to pop in for a bit, and y'all were having a fucking blast, and I did try and get people to laugh. I tried to interrupt the stream. One day, I think I'll be able to get Raijki to laugh on mic. That's the dream. Combo. The combo. Time to wash it all down. Pick a cocktail, pick a booze. It'll happen one day. Bourbon, tequila, whiskey, gin, vodka, rum, scotch, wine, or champagne. Ooh. Gin or wine, gin or wine, gin or wine, gin or wine. I like wine, but I feel like I'm defaulting to, like, not my fault. But I can make it happen. Killing me. Happened to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel like gin you can do a lot more fun things with, but I just like wine. So a lot of people get confused when I tell them I like gin. They're like, you like gin? Really? Thank you, Olympic. I appreciate that. This intro is fucking long as hell for this song. Oh, that's because this is like the This is the dungeon theme. This is not the battle theme. This switches into the battle theme. I'll probably cue the battle theme up next then. Just to make sure it plays well. It'll be a smooth transition. We're gonna go with gin. If I'm gonna be eating at a fancy restaurant, I'm gonna go with the genie. Choose a mixer. No. Cola, energy drink, cranberry juice, tonic water, ginger beer, margarita mix, soda water, orange juice, or pineapple juice. Gin and pineapple juice might be really good. There we go. I was waiting for this to hit the whole time. Go with a root beer in a glass bottle, nothing fancier. That's fair. I mean, you can get some fucking fancy ass, like, craft sodas. Like, craft sodas exist and there's like a larger market for it. Really looking to this part last year's smidge. That's fair. I don't know like the big distinction between how these things are gonna mix. I just know like gin and tonics. Add a splash of one of these, agave syrup, triple sec, lemon juice, bitters, almond syrup, or coffee liqueur. Would any of these be good with coffee? Maybe. But none of these other mix-ins. We'll do triple sec for the color. Would you like some ice? Yes, please. What glass are you pouring it in? This one, that one, this one, this one, that one, this one, this one. Vodka? Yeah. Coffee vodka. But like, what is your other... Choose a mixer. I guess Coke. You could do coffee, Coke, and vodka. Maybe... orange juice? I'm gonna go with this one. I like these glasses. They're just fun to play around with. Finally, I'll top it off with the garnish. Lemon rind. Cherries. I did tonic. Oh, you do tonic, coffee, and vodka? I could see that. I feel like tonic would be like the least impactful to the taste. Lemon rind, cherries, fresh mint, lime wedge, olives, orange wedge, sugar cube, or celery. We did triple sec, so I don't think we need necessarily an orange wedge or a lime wedge. I might do a sugar cube just for a little bit of sweetness. But it depends on the kind of tonic water you get, because a lot of tonic water has a little bit of sugar in it. At least the ones I've seen. Maybe I think it's something else. We're going with sugar cube. I'm a realist through and through. While other people have their heads stuck in the clouds, you have both feet planted firmly on the ground. You're an expert problem solver who's always looking for the answer to any solution. Looking for an answer to any problem, no matter how difficult it is. Any friend group is lucky to have someone as logical and level-headed as you. I'm so logical and level-headed. The quiz said so. I'm always there. I'm always thinking. Looking, solving problems every direction. That's who I am. Every friend group has a world's cutest gamer, and it's always me. I'm in every friend group. You just don't know it yet. I'm working on layers. I'm everywhere, all the time. Cold brew Chipotle Amaro smoked espresso salt with tequila is a drink you worked on for a place. That sounds good. I would like to try that. I don't know if I could brew it as well as any actual place, but I could try my best. I am everyone's friend. Very good. Sounds delicious. It sounds delicious, and it sounds like a drink you would tell other people about, which I imagine is like one of the other pluses. Let me turn off the Lost Judgment soundtrack. Let's get back into this convenience store. I like the windmill here. I want to go talk to the clerk. Welcome back to the Stop Traveler. I hope your journeys have been insightful. Also, I know the fridges of our cool zone are a little empty, but we're slowly restocking. Take a look. Haven't seen yet, the bus to the airport's now running, and the nearby park is open. Anything I can do for you, just let me know. Thanks for the help, buddy. Let's go to the park. This is not a horror game. It's an introspective journey where you walk around and characters talk to you about stuff. Sometimes you drive around. I just hope that when I go to the park, it looks a little scary. I can get that, kind of the indie aesthetic, the weird man of the thing. There are some content warnings for sure. Let me just go double check to make sure. they have content warnings for death, grief, suicide, nihilism, abuse, substance abuse, and then body horror. I don't think I've seen a lot of these come up yet, except for like death and grief. But who knows what's next, because they kind of blocked off this. We go to the train right now, but I think I want to go on the forest path because I like walking through the woods. I'm afraid of ticks though. Especially because climate change, once again, it's pushing ticks to be on a thing. Beginnings, a playlist. I have an iPod Nano. No, this is a normal ass iPod. And this is the one thing I have on here.
Welcome to Some Awe, a meditation on wonder.
Oh, I can actually walk now.
What happens when you point a telescope
I can only walk
at
forward.
the spaces between the stars?
I also had a similar
If
iPod.
it's an optical telescope searching for visible light, then you will see nothing. Darkness. But if you use a radio telescope
I prefer a
and
podcast
aim it
telescope.
past the moon and the stars and the galaxies, right into that darkness, then you find the beginnings of the universe itself. Light from the cosmic aftermath of the Big Bang. That light's not visible. Not anymore.
Okay. We're here.
13.7 billion years
We
has
can go
stretched
anywhere.
out those waves from white light.
And everywhere is going to take
to
us
microwaves.
to an exit.
Thank
What if we went to go see this big green creature?
Still there. Still finding us after travel.
I wish I could
since the
navigate this a little
beginning
bit
of
better.
time. A memento from the universe's childhood, given to all children who gaze beyond the stars.
How do I go back? Okay, left click. Oh. Am I somewhere else? Did I teleport? What happened? I'm sorry? Bring me back here. Tracy Jonas Spears. Leave. I'll also leave. We'll just leave the stream going. Glitch pod? I shouldn't have looked at the thing. Can I walk this way? Here's a bench. This is pretty-ish. You know, I had to throw it in there. Can I sprint? Do I have an air dash? The song is growing on me a bit. I didn't like it at first. Update, make sure like, hey, thanks for stopping by again, Timbo, and thank you so much for the raid. Please do take care of yourself. Go eat. You just did a whole ass stream. You did a whole ass campaign. Get yourself a snack. Drink some water. Supposed to be walking through the park, looking at the moon, looking at that, looking at this, that too. Air dash cancel the hiking trip. I'll do a gold burst right on it. What is this? I want to see those weird flowers. I'm shocked that we haven't come across NPCs to talk to yet. Why can't a force I can kill end up in a surprise carnival? That'd be great. But I feel like any surprise carnival is just a carnival run by ghosts to get you. I thought it was one of those things where it has the little, not like a Ferris wheel, but what's the thing where the spinning chairs? It has little swings on it and they spin around.
Can you feel light on your skin? The tingle of trillions of massless particles bouncing off of you?
I mean, yes, I can, but that's because I have my
Do you
ring light and it
detect the
produces
warmth
heat.
of their energy being absorbed and transferred?
Mm-hmm.
When light hits a surface, some of that light bounces off into our eyes, allowing us to see the surface. Its shape,
agree.
its color,
That wasn't moving
its
before.
polygons. But some is absorbed, its energy converted into heat.
It's
All
not
the
moving.
energy that sustains our world comes from the sun,
Just called a swing ride.
daylight,
Interesting.
moonlight, The gravity that formed and still guides our planet.
I want to go to that
The
city.
fuel for the plants and creatures around you.
Can we go this
The
way?
light coming out of your screen into your eyes.
No, that's just the shadow of this. That's not a path.
Light warms. We know this. We feel it.
Are these Tory gates?
Never more immediately than
No.
when it is gone.
They're just stone
In
arches.
an eclipse, when the moon wants the spotlight for a bit and blocks the light of the sun, it gets cold in that darkness.
It's always the moon.
Even
always
if
the
it only
spotlight.
blocks a little, the temperature change on the Earth is noticeable, up to 15 degrees centigrade. Light is energy. Energy is light. You produce light too.
I do.
The heat you generate deep inside, radiating outwards in the infrared.
Okay.
You yourself are a light in the darkness.
Thank you. Once again, plot of Kingdom Hearts. I like how it said you are a light in the darkness, and now these fucking synth beats are coming in. Love this. Very into this. I'm glad I went this way. I almost didn't go this way. This is nice. We were just on the road. That was where we were. That could be us. Maybe it is us. In a different timeline. Go into the city. Having the time of it. A train. Next. Honestly, I thought the same thing for a second. I looked at it, I was like, this reminds me a little bit of the Prince Charles death thing. But I think we'll vibe out to just being like good times. I guess I don't know much about Prince Charles. He might have sucked. He probably might have sucked.
Don't stand still.
I'm sitting down. I'm not standing still. Also, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. I want to go to that weird lighthouse. Like in the movie, the lighthouse. I can't believe you told me to move my feet. I haven't told that.
Just
Just to wait long enough for the bench someone might come by. That's fair. I feel like the other one had a lot more of an obvious interaction with NPC system. We also sat here for a bit. If you were sitting on a bench alone in the middle of an isolated area, do you sit in the center? I think I would still sit on the side. Just in case. I was like, hey, are you taking all these seats? That's the plot of Madoka. Yeah, I think if anyone's gonna show up, they would have set up already. Exactly. You gotta make sure the space is available for anyone who wants it.
We're dying every second.
Real.
Life will find a way.
Okay.
These little bursts of energy keep entropy at bay. We're dying every second.
I love to hear a radio DJ just fucking black. I love to be at a club and the DJ to drop his #1 track. We're dying every second. If they do, it's one of those little thermodynamics. We don't need thermodynamics where we're going, Mist. How you doing? This is not looking great. I should stop moving like this. Okay, we just went through the Tory gates. Did I miss a pathway? Shit, what did I do? I love xylophone. Get the word choice of these songs, the kind of I love science mood, it makes sense, you know? I want to go here. Glitch pod me. Navigate. Walk?
Everything bends to the might of entropy. Everything. Our sun is certainly no exception.
We're there now.
Even black holes fade, slowly leaching out their mass as Hawking radiation.
Like the thing from
You
Stranger
can
Things?
find plenty of entropy all around you, too. It's in the fading echo of a bird call as it reverberates through the landscape.
I'm not a scientist. I don't know if that's true.
Organized sound waves becoming weaker, filtered, and scrambled by the space they move through.
Oh, it's got a thing.
Or the flow of water during the spring melt, from ordered snowpack to mountain stream, to rushing river, and finally to the chaotic ocean, where it joins and mixes with all the water that ever has been and ever will be on this blue planet.
I don't feel if that's completely
Entropy
true. I can
is
100%
the
see us
penultimate
stealing
journey
water
for
from
all
somewhere
things.
else. Should we find it?
From organized structures to diffused uniformity, it dims and disintegrates all over time.
Oh.
Mountains crumble.
I walked over to this
Stars
thing
go
because I thought it was
supernova.
something cool. It was just
Materials get scattered and become the seeds of new order, born on the winds of chaos.
Stop me out.
But with each cycle,
Stop.
some things are lost.
Okay. We're free.
It starts with the seed of the Big Bang. Perfect order.
I mean, four
Highest
smart
energy.
dudes
Matter
living near
spreads
each
throughout
other?
the universe as entropy takes hold on its way to uniform emptiness. A final, hollow triumph for order.
That seems
But between those
different.
moments is chaos, complexity, life,
Hey,
and you, too.
Emmy, I'm here too.
Still alive and still observing the exchanges of energy across the universe.
Those sound good. Are they corn sticks? Hey, what's up? You can't hear them with your headphones in. How do I take my headphones out? Pause? Human, you bask in the presence of the mighty dragon. Who are you and what brings you to my domain? I am a player. This is my pickup artist tactics. I walk around the woods at night now. That's a little bit too real. I've heard the myths humans have told. For every one of you who comes from multiculture that sees us as a boon, there is another who sees dragons as monstrous. I've come too far only to be slain by some adventurer looking for loot. From what I can tell, this is a non-violent world. That's not true. But do not make any aggressive moves. I do not wish you to disrupt an otherwise auspicious occasion. I have just decided I will make this place my den. Yes, a digital cave. For a digital dragon. Salt Park is a wonder, really. Very suitable for a mighty dragon. It was constructed, of course. Designed with potentially evoking many things. I'm the most used gamer and I'm a player, says the man approaching you in the woods. That's the plot of my indie horror game. I wish I could look at this dragon more. I also wish I knew why the dragon had a plumb bob. That's the name of the Sims crystal, if you didn't know. I'm a gamer, so I knew it's called a plumb bob. What forces shaped this landscape? What lies buried beneath the park's surface, do you think? Bricks of geofoam, waterproof membranes, and other landscape materials. This place seems fake as hell. Oh yes, building blocks like so many human playthings. Computers, computer-aided modeling and design. The way your species has regarded the natural world has changed hugely. Nature was a force to be controlled and respected until computational science offered the chance, or so it seemed, to simulate and therefore understand it. We were doing that long before computers, my guy. Experiments are done to quantify and track every piece of energy, every biological piece of an entire ecosystem. This is this the Agamben stuff? Or is this Foucault? I think it's the monitoring of the biosphere is what this is related to, I want to say. And I think that was Foucault. I do not know anything about Agamben. And I should not say his name because I know nothing about him. But I might be. Oh. all to prove a nation that everyone had already been convinced of. Nature is defined by balance and seeks equilibrium. Of course, the notion of the balanced ecosystem is a false one, isn't it? Nature is defined by entropy and chaos. It is life's endless struggle to seek some temporary equilibrium despite that. Life certainly is a struggle, my guy. 100%, I agree with you, Dragon. It can be so easy to forget that when one has access to great power and privileges. Dragons thought themselves masters of these forces, virtually synonymous with them, but we were woefully mistaken. These forces cannot be controlled, only observed and reacted to with deference and humility. Nature's powerful, my man. You are but a small piece of infinitely larger systems at play, on this planet and beyond, but you are a piece nonetheless. Thank you. You're the heir of the Anthropocene, when the greatest thing affecting the workings of the planet are the actions of humans. This is a great responsibility. I've seen it before, you know. The dragons were once lost to time and space. But thanks to my cunning, I was able to escape through extinction. It comes for this world, too. Thanks to the actions of humans who did not consider or did not care for the future. The question is, will you survive as I did? Now we're doomed. You are not. There's time yet to prevent the worst. Next 10 years of your existence, they can decide everything. It's not too late to act. Do not withdraw into your own bubbles, cozying up to your hordes of trinkets and hoping they will insulate you from disaster. They will not. This flight thinking marked the end for the dragons, and I assure you that our trinkets were much more impressive. Okay, don't fucking humble brag in front of me. Use your digital oases for respite, but return always to the fight. To the present, be part of the chain of knowledge. Observe, seek to understand, and do not hoard your hatred of our prejudices. In the face of cataclysm, there is survival, there is hope, there is empathy, there is love. There are treasures worth coveting. Okay. Anything else? Okay, I don't think we need to talk about that again. Gonna put my iPod back in. Bye. Oh, is that a fucking PlayStation logo? No, what is this? This is the Wonder Swan color. That's what that is. Want to play some introspective indie games? Cucumber says, covering in a blanket while drinking a White Claw. This is a water. It's water. I gotta wake up early tomorrow. Also, it's full of microplastics. The dragon's not gonna tell you that. This is the Wonder Swan logo? I think it's the Wonder Swan logo. Can I talk to you? I hit E for auto. Oh. We're going back in a loop. It is the right colors and a similar pattern. Yeah, it is. Gotta love the Wonder Swan. It had a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure RPG on it. It had a One Piece RPG on it. It had probably other stuff on it too. Hello. Little guy. Little man. What a beautiful still night. Good for letting your thoughts churn, like your brain in sleep. Wandering and combining, looking for connection. We're all looking for connection. Bit of that weird VR simulator game? The one, like the emulator one? Yeah. How is it? Also, do you have to like run a separate emulator, or is the emulator built into the VR game? I just woke up, came out here to process. You ever wake up from a dream feeling these really intense emotions? The dream went somewhere so deep, feelings followed you in wakefulness. I mean, stress. I remember fear of stress and things like that. Waking can be a relief, but those feelings can stay with you. Fragments of unreality turning themselves into memories that linger. They make you stronger somehow, or disjointed from reality. I dreamed I lost someone very dear to me. I was so sad, so utterly gutted. I woke up still feeling it, cried, but I haven't lost anyone. Maybe I'm still dreaming. Another sword built in, but as an existing aggregator. It's unremarkable how dreams affect us. I mean, when you see, like, Nintendo and, like, Sony using just open source emulator software that other people are using, you're like, okay, I guess this is what we're gonna do. That would make sense. Remarkable how dreams affect us. Emotions can be powerful. Sometimes you'd be sad. Both waking emotions and the ones we experience in dreams can be especially powerful. Terror, stress, deep sadness or lost, even love or peace. When you wake, do you experience relief from escaping a bad situation? Melancholy at losing a fantasy and returning to the real world, or is just some kind of wistfulness, an aimlessness that comes from moving from one reality to another? I'd say it's a necessary evil. You know, a window. We'll go with a window. Give a reflection of your inner turmoil. Symbols that can tell us something about ourselves, like divination, perhaps something more spiritual. Connection to something beyond ourselves that can certainly be powerful. The park has 3 exits whenever you're ready. Why would you tell me that right now? Like, do you really not want me to talk to this weird little guy? Are our dreams presenting us with new situations so we can explore how we might react or deal with change? They help us process the emotions we're dealing with in the waking world. Sometimes they're not memorable at all. Sometimes they stick with you for years, just like memories, I suppose. Just like waking emotions, things we must live with, deal with, process, and become part of us or try to change. Sometimes you need therapy, my man. You're not gonna get everything you need from a dream. Absolutely. Much as the brain might try, sometimes it needs help. Dreams can't replace that. Neither can games. Damn, roasting me. Third of our life is sleeping. Those dreams literally help us make who we are. Yet they represent so little of our conscious movement throughout the world. Anyway, look at me. I'm just a little creature someone dreamed up. Anyway, this is all just your dream. What kind of dream is it? It's a peaceful one relative to the other ones I get. Just fucking walking around. Enjoy the good vibes then. I think I'm ready to dream again. Good night, buddy. Am I still autoing? No. No, I'm walking. Full manual. We live in a world of vibes, little dream creature. A world of vibes. Let's listen to our memory hole again. Anyone over here? Or do we just walk by this place for fun? Can I walk around like this? I can. You would think that I would have... Like, I hadn't seen any creatures for a really long time, and I just saw 2 in a row here, so maybe they're spawning in later. Maybe you gotta do something special to get them to show up. Muted ominous bassline. That's the name of my indie funk band. Might be timed, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think it particularly matters where they are. There we go. What do you remember? I normally talk to songs and listen to them. I'm a sicko like that. Well, I'd like to get more information on what's going on over there. Well, we may not get that anytime soon. I thought that there was like a big creature standing around, but I guess it's just another map. Anybody over here? Or are we just vibing here? Looking out at the city, at the moon. Good times. Peaceful. I'd love to have a view of this somewhere. I don't know if I'd like enjoy it so much or just kind of be perturbed by the lights, because you can't see lights like the stars in situations like this. Like, light pollution from the city would be preventing a lot of this from happening. From this building too. You don't get stars like this normally. Like, we're not too far from the city. But definitely wouldn't be able to see this. But that's why it's a video game. So you can see it. And it'd be a little bit of a touch, you know? Your eyes are just really good. That's true. If you got good enough dark vision, you can see the stars. If you eat enough carrots, but not too many carrots, you can see the stars and not turn orange. But if you eat one more carrot after that, you turn to the guy from the movie, the show. Magic School Bus. That's what it's called. Is anything? No. Where are we? Okay, we're at that little peak. What if I showed up here? Can I go there? How does this work? Look at that location on the map until you blink to warp there. Okay. That's an exit. I want to go to the weird eye. Can I go down? And now I want to... Is that the eye? There's a fun little fellow over here. We'll talk to this person in a second. We're going to take a short break right now because we've been streaming for 2 hours. But hang tight. I'm just going to go take care of some stuff and I'll be right back.
This looks like a Radiohead video. This looks like a lot of things. I don't. It's a lot of it is like, hey, this is fun. This is a cool world to be in. But then also, there's a big poop in that toilet, and also this. Well, now I know if I'm gonna clip for the stream. Thank you so much, Bretzo. I really appreciate the air horn. There. Let's go see if we can pet this dog for that Twitter account. I think a heart emoji. Okay.
I can't...
Oh, fuck. Oh no, Chicory. What are you doing in here? Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time, pizza in the darkness, pizza in the void, pizza in the battle for hope. Chicory, what are you doing here? This guy forgot that I'm a fucking gamer. No, he didn't. Can I try it? Sure. Why not? Oh my gosh. Definitely thought this fox was about to draw a penis. 100%. I was like, oh, this fox is about to draw a big old dick. That's not great. I wasn't expecting that from this game. It me. It you. I channel zoom in like, I'm gonna fight everybody and they're gonna kick my ass. And that's my promise to you. Okay. I missed my one shot. I'm so sorry. Lin-Manuel Miranda's gonna be fucking pissed at me. 1,000-yard stare. That's all fish. All fish are terrified and have lots of horrible memories of being fish. The ocean's a terrifying place.
To walk by it once. Oh, bathroom. Oh, I'm a child. That's messed up. Toilet gems.
There's Yoshi with 2 eyes. Now I took out one of them, so it's Yoshi with just 1 eye. You got us?
These butts.
Thank you.
What do you want me to,
So basically, get him close, jump towards the wall, then press. Oh, hello. Huh. Ow.
Face this.
The game, it didn't work. Game, it didn't work. Game.
Get a little dusty, ain't you?
Game said jump towards the wall and jump off to do an attack, and Dip said no. Dip said I'm gonna knock you to the ground and hit you with his belt 6 times.
It's not that deep, is it? You should let it go already.
I'm the Joker, baby! Did that count?
Do you know what put us on top of the food chain? Do you know?
Thumbs?
And please don't say opposable thumbs. Plenty of animals have those.
Times about like games UX stuff that I think is like kind of weird.
Nothing
Like,
personal, kid. It's just business.
he just nothing personal to me like a fucking Sonic the Hedgehog OC. I'm so mad. Oh, it's the train yard. So their name is Train. Oh fuck, this is worse.
Hello? Hello? Am I appearing yet? No. Let me refresh the scene.
This looks like a Radiohead video.
How about now? Yeah, that's me. See that? That's me. That's I'm a gamer. I ate some chips. I went to the store to buy popcorn chips. They didn't have them. So I got some avocado oil kettle cooked chips. And they were alright. Just a little light bit of sea salt on them. Let's talk to the Wonder Swan color logo. Excuse me. They're on popcorns, they're good. I tried to find them. They didn't have them for sale at the store I was at, so I'll have to look for them later. Remember you telling me about them when we were playing Borderlands. One small thing can create so much change, so much disruption. One block of code, one new pathogen. Virus can get past our firewalls, it disrupts our normal functions. Propagates itself 1,000 times, and spreads. It's one of us, is infected. Inevitably spreads to all of us. How can something so small break so much? Who are you? Hello? I don't think we've met. We are 92 tries, making up 7 polygons. How many polygons are you? It took off? Oh, no. Or is it good? Are you talking about popcorners? Viruses have genetic material. They reproduce, but they evolve to better survive and to better spread. But they are smaller than a cell. Are they life? Yeah. What is life? Biological viruses are kind of life, for sure. These polygons, yeah. Are they 72 polygons? I mean, they gotta be 72 polygons. You wouldn't call them 72 polygons and not have them be 72 polygons. I think I'm probably like 100 polygons. That makes sense. That tracks from my knowledge of video games. Our computer virus is not. Viruses are so good at surviving and evolving. They resist attempts to control. Too many strains to manage, too quick to keep up with. And suddenly, everything is broken. The computational tools we use every day are the patterns of life we lead. I had 2 panels making 7 polygons. The things that cause the biggest disruptions are the things that we take most for granted. We don't have enough redundancy, enough support. People in power have to do a better job to support us. Protect the vulnerable. I'm gonna go with this. I feel like that implies the middle one. A noble sentiment. Humanity has been called a virus. By whom? Ourselves? You destroy the things that let you live in order to grow, or to spread. Ignore natural predator-prey cycles, cycles of resource availability. I feel like a lot of the messages and like kind of stories in this thing, or the people we've talked to, have been a lot about environmentalism, and maybe I've done something in the way that I've acted with this game to be like, hey, this is the stories that this guy interacts with well. But I feel like we haven't gotten a lot of the other ones. I also like how the shapes like vaguely form a heart for a few seconds. Of course you destroy each other too. Viruses do not do that, and historical data suggests that framing humanity as a virus can cause the devaluing of life, paving the way to fascism. Are these things not much more worse than a virus? It's not humans, it's colonial capitalism is the virus in this metaphor. These as humans have shown that there are more harmonious ways to live with nature. You are correct. We generalize unfairly. Yeah, you're the asshole. I don't mean to cast judgment on your life. What is life? I don't know. Why do I have to choose an answer? Can't I just choose no? I don't know. Seems like a big question to have to pick an answer to within 5 different things. Life is legacy. Life is beauty. Life is reproduction. Life is love. Life is consciousness. I don't think any of these things are necessarily true. So I guess I'll just go with the... Well, beauty, I guess. Getting into the aestheticism of it all. You posit life is beautiful. Perhaps. Are we life? Maybe. I don't know. You don't always need a definitive answer, just to know we are asking the right questions. Perhaps life is simply what you make of it, or is that too trite? That's a good question. But you know, you do. Don't worry too much about whether or not you're life at all. I think just having consciousness is enough. Sometimes. I think that would have been a fun guy to listen to my iPod with. Is that an exit? Or is that a map? Looks a bit like an exit. Could be a portal. I think the glitching, discordant sounds are unrelated to me getting approached to this door. Excuse me. I guess let's walk through and see what happens. Okay. I want to go this way. Don't have a choice. All right. Game. I'll follow your set path. What was that? Are there more of those things, or is it just the one? Drink some water. Funnily enough, eating chips between doing stuff. Not always the smartest choice. It's a steak of America. I thought that was someone else in the game. I got really confused. I wish I could read that. What's over there? That looks like a tennis court. I'm pretty sure it's not, but what if it is?
Beyond the edges of the atmosphere lies the incredible vastness of space.
Mm-hmm.
But that vastness is far from empty. From the beginning of time, countless neutrinos have been moving through the cosmos at nearly the speed of light. And new ones are born all the time, in the hearts of stars and nuclear reactors. Our universe is full of neutrinos.
So I guess the other,
But
like
neutrinos
the car was a
are
lot about
nearly
journeys,
impossible to measure.
and this is a lot about
Despite
relating
the
to
fact
the
that
world
there's so
around
many
you.
of them, they rarely interact with anything in the universe. Neutrinos stream
this
through
way.
matter as easily as they move through
I
the
think I saw this
vacuum of
before.
space. About 100 billion neutrinos are passing through every square centimeter of your body right now.
Good to know.
But you won't feel a thing, and not a single neutrino will make contact with any of your 7 billion.
Well, we don't know
atoms.
if we don't feel a thing, because if that's all we feel all the time,
These numbers don't really make sense to us, though.
we'd have to
100 billion neutrinos,
be in a situation
atoms
where we're not
numbering
feeling that
7
well, if we're
followed
not
by 27
feeling
zeros.
anything at all with them.
They can't properly communicate the sheer scale. There are plenty of mental exercises to capture the scale of a billion, but my favorite is the simple truth that it would take 100 years to merely count to a billion, and that's assuming that you can reliably say numbers like 423,786,305 within a few seconds.
423,786,305. I'd fuck
But
that
those
up.
numbers are inside you. They make you. You contain unknowable complexities.
I mean, I'm not one to default to the reality that numbers are actually real. But I'm willing to be on board with that. If it makes the point you're illustrating come across clearer. I also like how this park has little pathways on it. Ooh, this sounds like fucking early 2000s Europop. You know, like club music from Europe. I'm into it. I wonder if this blue is here because I've been on this path before. Maybe that's red because I haven't. But it could also just be a different pathway. But if it's just a different pathway, it makes me think of like going to a laser tag arena. I haven't been this way necessarily, I think. The house instrumental. Fuck yeah. Okay, another magic doorway. Let's see where this goes. I could choose one song to listen to multiple times, it'd probably be this one. But I feel like I've got other things to deal with right now. For example, a skeleton. Hi. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to hear your stories. I turn off my iPod. You got anything? No? That's fine. I think that's fine. But anything at all, I'd love to hear it. I'd like to know your whole deal. Cool skeleton man. Back to the park. And back to the house music, baby. This is exactly something that I would have on my iPod in like 2007. And on my Spotify today. Let's go. This is the dragon from before. Okay. So the way I was sending it seemed like a very different design, but I actually really like the design of that dragon. Hopefully he's also listening to house music right now. Okay, so we went right here. We went on the path to the Wonder Swan Color logo. Let's go the other way this time. I'd love to meet more characters, but I'm just having trouble finding them. I think I'm fine with getting to the exit, should I find it. I know, game, but I wanna go on my little exploration. I wanna find it when I'm ready. Okay. Does this... I feel like this is deeper into a cave, and I'm kinda into that. I would never explore a cave in real life, because that's terrifying, but I'll gladly explore a cave in a video. Or is this both just two pathways that went the same way? Okay. Fine. What's the worst thing I could find in an IRL cave? A copy of The Descent. Like on DVD. I think I would scare the shit out of me. Giant spiders, bears, cannibals. You make a better point. I think actually being in a Descent situation would be worse, but I think if I found a DVD copy of The Descent, I would fucking shit my pants. Also, hi, Big with Daddy Bagger. How you doing? Because you had to be like, someone had to come in here and be like, I'm gonna scare the shit out of somebody by leaving a fucking copy of The Descent down there. The Descent people loved it. I know a lot of people really enjoyed The Descent. I've only seen the kill count video for it, which is the horror film analysis channel on YouTube. But it's freaky. Some next level brain fuckery, exactly. Just like how I'm about to start walking underwater in like 3 seconds. I feel like this does, I feel like the park is doing a really interesting thing in terms of the magical realism. People thought it was meh. That's fair. I mean, I've had that kind of reaction to movies. Like, I know I watched The Lighthouse and I thought to myself, oh, this seemed really good, I just didn't like it. I could tell this was a good movie, but I feel like it's very different, because my way of just understanding film is like, I know I'm not a film guy, but it's nice. I want to go there. I want to go to that. I want to talk to it. Like, you like The Lighthouse? Damn, this guy likes movies. Yeah, I feel like the park area has done a lot with the magical realism stuff. Like, I enjoyed the car ride, and I thought to myself, I like picking up these weird guests, but it wasn't particularly as interesting because you didn't interact with them much. They just kind of talk to you. But like being able to move around this park and like being like, oh, I'm gonna walk through this cave. Descent house crossover when? Exactly. What if you went underneath the lighthouse? What's underneath there? It is non-boring horror? What is boring horror? Yeah, I didn't take that right mentality when going to the lighthouse. I was told it's an amazing movie, and I went there at 12 o'clock at night into a movie theater that was completely empty. The American Grudge is pretty boring. Oh. I can see that. I also not seen The American Grudge. So what right do I have to say that I've seen that? Or that I can see that? So important for modern horror? That's fair. I feel like a lot of the seminal works, if you've seen things that have built upon something and you go back to see the original, you can see the roots of it, but you can see the way that people like make it better. Forgot this was scary. Damn. It wasn't even building tension. It was just building time. Let's listen to house music again.
Hello.
Oh shit, no.
Well, every beyond.
Wait. Is there other stuff? Am I... Glitchbot. Guest anthology. What is this? I hear a crow. I guess we need to check the map. Okay, so I've been through the little green pathway there, the little crystalline journey. It brought foreign horror to popular audiences. Noteworthy. You hate the statement amnesia ruined modern horror games because it's so pretentious. Amnesia has ruined modern horror games. Should I play the original Amnesia? I really like this song. I feel like I should. Has a lot of bad tropes. Like, do people take the wrong lessons from it, or do they be like, okay, I can do this too? I want to go to here. So let's just wait for me to blink. Play Soma, because Soma does everything Amnesia does, but better. And same studio. So don't play Amnesia 2, A Machine for Pigs, even though it has the best name of any video game ever. The most quotable name, at least for me. Exit. Penumbra is fun. I've heard good things about Penumbra. I remember there was a guy in high school who kept coming up to me and being like, oh, End Journey? No, I want to keep listening to Glitchpod. There's a guy in high school who kept coming up to me and being like, oh, Penumbra's the real best horror game. And I was like, okay. Call of Duty Dark Corners of the Earth is far better than these. Did I watch you play that a little bit ago? Not by a little bit ago, I mean like a fucking year ago. Saw an LP of like the first part and everyone knew who played it. Was like, oh, the intro's great and it sucks after. That's fair. I feel like the intro is a lot of atmosphere setting and you have to do a lot after that in order to kind of maintain both the scariness after you've introduced a monster and you've introduced the ways that you can like compete with or like fight against the monster or like interact with it. Glitched out and ruined your progress. Oh yeah, is it the final boss where you're just gonna get past it? Because it just wouldn't do anything. Have I walked through here before? I have walked through here before. If we're gonna listen to music and vibe out, I think this little place up here is the way to do it. I kinda don't want to sit on a bench. I'd rather just look at the city. You know? It's a whale. What's next? One of the grade one enjoyed but disagreed and one hated it. Well, at least you know they're actually playing it. We got with the moon. Thought about that with the moon for a long time. Love haunting acoustic guitar, electronic vibes, ambient synths, deep synth drones, haunting synth, slowly building ambient synths, and haunting vocalizations, and then that's it. Okay. This. I feel like I've heard of Success in Management as an album before, so maybe this is like an actual piece of music that's not just for this game. I could be wrong. It could just be the game of another thing called Success in Management. Might not be as unique a title as one might hope. This is nice. This is a pretty view. I wish I got to see more of this at the start of my journey. This has similar vibes to Paradise Killer in terms of like what you're doing in this part in particular, but it's kind of doing its own thing. I feel like I like what Paradise Killer did in terms of like the ambience of the world combining with the synth and like kind of explorations, but this is more of a journey of introspection than Paradise Killer is. It is a good game. The song is also good. It's called Success in Management Volume 6 by Syphis. Here, let me tap my Zune against yours, and I think we share the song. And I figure out if the ring terror drum is an option. I assume I should be able to play it, I just have to finagle some ways around it, but we'll find out should we spin the wheel and it lands on it. So, that could be at any point. It could be tomorrow. It could be in 15 minutes. I did play through Valhalla on stream. That was like a year ago though. I think more than a year ago. I think I did it right after Paradise Killer. Yep, should be good. I mean, if you ever have points, if you want to save your points for spin, you can also save up some points to put in another game on the list. There's still slots available. I still have to wipe off that. I still have to wipe off Harvester, but I have not done that yet. It's still on the wheel. Let's go to the airport, I guess. Animutationism is up my alley for another solid indie. I'll have to check it out. If you want to drop a link in the Discord so I don't immediately forget it when I'm done streaming and go sit in silence for like 20 minutes doing nothing. I think adding a game to the wheel should be cheap and spinning the wheel should be more expensive. I think adding a game to the wheel, I feel like making the wheel spin is a lot more fun.
Thanks for listening to Some Awe. This program was made possible by grant funding for the arts and through the support of listeners like you.
How did that glitch out? Is there like a layer of story that's happening that I don't know
back
about?
to that invisible light from the Big Bang.
Oh.
Redshifted far beyond red. The cosmic background radiation. Ancient photons. Electromagnetic refugees fleeing from the moments when the very first atoms came to be.
I wish I got to go there.
When the universe had cooled and spread enough for there to be disparity.
So do an ad.
Where there had been oneness,
it happens.
Now there was matter and void. Now there was separation. Now there was light and there was darkness.
I assume this is going to have a different end credit song than the other one did. Hey, you know what? I feel like I'd be less upset. No, same one before. We have.
One goes left, the other right. To those who hear us justify.
Okay, no, this just sounds very similar to the last song. This is a different song.
We are angels.
I'd be less upset about an ad for a museum. Okay, I get it.
I think we found the final
I appreciate
filter. But a flightless bird cannot
I have listened to this already.
I pretend I'm leaving you behind.
Just gonna pop on my phone while I vibe out to this for a second. This is not like particularly long credit sequence. I think it's like maybe a minute and change. But still, I'm like, okay. If there's 4 different pathways and I have to go on those pathways multiple times, maybe in order to like get everyone's character story. Actually, 10 bits missed. Why was that so quiet? Huh. Maybe something happened on Stream Elements? I don't think I've changed any parts of the sound.
My wife.
Thank you for the 30 bits left. You got your own? My wife. I'm someone just looking down on us, being like, I hope to meet my wife tomorrow. And I play Silent Hill 2. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so maybe something happened to the Kiryu sounds. I mean, the heat sound from Yakuza 6? I don't know if I'd ever want to put my my Twitter handle or like Instagram handle on a credit sequence. I'm surprised we haven't seen one of those in like a mainstream movie yet. Like Robert Downey Jr. at RDJ at Twitter.com. Something like that. More journeys away. 2, in fact. Okay, back at the convenience store. Let's pop in here. Let's see if we can't see who we met. Okay, so there was 4 people at the park we didn't run into. That makes sense, yeah, in terms of indie games. Huh. Love a little dragon. It looks like he's at a Sobe life bottle. Guys, backspace. It's a pretty little box. Clear jar though, so this has gotta be water. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to interact with more of the people in the park, but I just didn't find them. And I think maybe I just went the wrong way multiple times. It's kind of hard to keep track of where I had gone and where I hadn't gone. Oh hey, what's over here? A little plant? Go check anything else out over here. I'm not even in this. Hey! Wife, it isn't my favorite human. Welcome back. What can I get you? Have you seen the latest additions to the Cool Zone? I'd like to offer some feedback. Hey, man. Always open to feedback. I'd like to erase any customer data you have in file for me. Actually, never mind how you talk. I want to change how you talk to me. What does that mean? Pronouns or something? Do you wish to remove this facade and speak more plainly about the game? Actually, no. Verb, let me know how else give me assistance. Was that my only option? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go either to the train, the terminal, so either the airport or the train. I'm gonna go to the train. Always tell me in ways to talk to me different. Exactly. You're gonna say, I'm gonna contact your manager. Be nicer to me. remove the facade of the simulation that we live in, or I'm gonna talk to the manager of this Applebee's, and I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna blow my nose. Hey,
Welcome to Infinity Rail. Thanks for joining us tonight, folks. As we hurtle through space together, I ask that you be kind to your fellow passengers. These rails that stretch between all of our origins and destinations are etched into a shared landscape. No matter what your travel plans are, this is one connection we all share. Perhaps the basis for a bond, or the underpinnings of understanding. We're all heading in the same direction, and I know the regulars always enjoy a friendly chat. There's plenty to see, and seats are not assigned, so feel free to move about the train.
Okay. I was told I could move. I don't want to talk to you just yet. Also, if I was sitting on a train and somebody went over the intercom and said, "Hey, feel free to talk to everybody around you," I would jump off the train. Please don't. Please no. Hey there, good to see you. Didn't know you'd be on this track. It was like a long train ride to gather your thoughts after a tiring day. A bunch of people all on the same tracks, all of us on separate journeys, but journeying together. We're all headed in the same direction. Where are you headed? Too much pressure, exactly. What if I am the least interesting person on the train? I'm going home. Home will be a respite from a noisy world, but art can be its own challenge. Its own journey of sorts. I hope you find some rest. In church when they're like, now shake everyone's hand and tell them to peace be with you. Is that a thing that happens at church? That sounds like a whole thing. I remember I watched a Bernie Sanders rally back in 2020, like February 2020, and he said, look to the person to your left and look to the person to your right and like shake their hand and say, I'll be there for you. Which is not what he said. He said something like that. But like I would not do that. Like, we don't have to touch. We could just give each other a thumbs up. What was your least favorite part? I can imagine. That sounds like a thing. Hopping on a stream? Hey, thanks for stopping by, Luke. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of the day. I like the train, but you get to go somewhere. Maybe and see someplace new. But you just get to sit and enjoy it. You're not in charge. The tracks just go in one direction. Like reading a good book, just along for the ride. I read one once about 3 lovers navigating the seas together. They encountered sea monsters and mysterious islands and gods of the waves. What kind of lovers? They were close friends who found themselves in each other, a bond forged through the crucible of the journey. They each had their own reasons for the journey, different things they were looking for, what they found. Predictability was each other. I found a love of the story, and journeys. And I gotta get some writing done. Come back in a bit. Oh. Sure. Oh, I don't like moving like this. Can I sit down anywhere? Okay, that's terrifying. Anybody over here? Just... oh, the person over here. I can talk to them. And then go talk to the person who brought
Next
their keyboard.
Sublime.
Like Empire and the Sun Sublime? I experienced something very difficult recently. My thoughts are consumed by grief. Would you be open to talking about it? Yeah, go for it, my guy. We're on a train together. Collect a journey. Thank you. You can always let me know if you need to stop. Okay, so this is one of the people that's like, hey, you can get me to stop talking. Found an alley cat a while ago, curled up by a dumpster. A pail covered the alley, radiated out from her. What's wrong, I asked. She didn't answer right away. Couldn't look at me. She was curled around something. Eventually I realized what it was. A kitten, barely a week old. Hadn't survived the cold night. I guess I got separated from his mom. Now she wouldn't let his little body go. I'm really bad at discussions of grief. And yet things like it happen all the time, all over the world. I see them every time. Death comes, stoic and unflinching, leaves us in its wake. I sat with the alley cat for 3 days while she wasted away. She wouldn't say much to me. Finally, she was able to let me go. Find a way to go living on herself. Do you want to talk about it, I asked. He didn't. Loss is the part of life. It's how we deal with it that matters. Some things are just too hard to share.
Now arriving at Sublime.
I just feel like it's not the time for that conductor. Even those we're closest to, we live in our own internal worlds, and sometimes you just can't bring the others into that. Can't express everything we feel. Sometimes we need those feelings to just be on our own. Sometimes we know if we let something inside of us slip out, the dam will break. Everything pent up, let flowing out. Maybe it would be good for us, but we're just not ready. Sometimes we just You just leave? Huh? Okay. Okay. I was going to keep talking. Did I miss something? I don't think our conversation was over. Maybe they did. Alright. I want to exit the train. Sit down next to our buddy over here, Mac Knight. Thanks for the 2 bits, AOL. Appreciate it. Hey there. Guess we're heading in the same direction. A line snaking through the landscape like the sweep of paint on a wall. Where are you going? I'm going home. Hope you find some rest there. Headed somewhere I've never seen before. Myself. Get to see new sights, meet new people, create new art. An invitation to an art festival that wants to display your work. Hey, congrats. Thank you. I love when places really invest in culture and art. It brightens the lives of everyone. I love those opportunities. A while back I was traveling through the Epsilon Eridani system, Earth's newest exoplanets. There was a world that was the most diverse civilization I've ever seen. Their beauty inspired a lot of art. They asked me to paint a mural on one of their buildings, working alongside other artists from other systems, a cooperative endeavor to meld together all of our art styles. That was challenging. Such a reward
on
for
the
the
left,
challenge.
we'll soon be seeing the ruins of Zeitgeist Crossing. Once held as a paragon of engineering, and now it's proof that no sensibility or structure lasts forever.
I mean, this is a nice view. I just wish the conductor would stop interrupting me. It was a wonderful experience. I had no troubles participating. Everyone loved my work. Nobody treated me like I was different. We were all just artists. Not quite the same story here. Practically a 5-step process just to get into the train and have my chair secured. Knew how to do it better than the conductor did. I hope the place I'm going to will be more accessible. I hope so too, buddy. Hope so too. I do like that I apparently can just hit space and watch the empty space where the train just was. Can I talk to you? Oh hey, dream bug. Oh hey there, just resting my eyes. Been a long day, you know. Maybe it was a chance to rest, or at least an opportunity to look out the window and just dream a little.
Next stop, Weeping Falls.
Enjoy daydreaming. No harm in a little imagination, as long as you don't get lost in it. I can daydream about winning the lottery, and when I do, I can't let myself rely on magical thinking. Sometimes when I'm really asleep, the dreams I dream feel so real. I dream about a loved one dying or a breakup. I feel so viscerally sad in the dream, and then I wake up and discover it wasn't real. But still that feeling follows me all day like a fog. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate the dreams from reality, especially in a world that sometimes doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem like it could be real. Life is full of things you wouldn't find believable if they happened in a movie, but there they are, weird little moments happening all the time. Maybe it is all a dream. All of reality just a collective dream we're moving through together. Like The Matrix. I'm not gonna say like John. Not a story about waking the truth of a false reality and joining a diverse coalition of survivors resisting depression, not to mention allegory for gender dysphoria gets so twisted in its cultural interpretation. Capitalism. No, don't answer that, I know how. Reality is a dream. Who's the dreamer? Maybe it's just us.
We all need a little time with our thoughts. Give folks some time, and you may find they're ready to share more of their story. Everyone likes to be seen and heard on their own terms.
Okay. I don't think I've ever been criticized for a conversation by the person
Now
conducting the
arriving
trade
at
before.
Weeping Falls.
I see. Thing. Or should I exit the train? Hey buddy, you're in the middle of the tracks. You good?
All aboard.
Should I get back on the train? I'm so confused. special about all of us heading in the same direction, a community, a collective journey. Those people try to show that we tell the same stories, all of us, all around the world. Archetypes, common patterns to journeys and heroes, the 7 common structures. Of course, it's not really true. Examples are cherry-picked and full of Western bias. Posing archetypes on other cultures can be a pretty big stretch. Not every civilization truly uses the same patterns. An act of colonization. But also, maybe it's just the way you see things. Not everyone has the power. Forcing other cultures into your mold, yeah, takes away from our ability to see the beauty and difference. History is made by solitary people on mythic journeys, performing great acts, made up by the multitudes, the people who stand up to help each other, communities and cascading decisions in culture. It is complex. Our brains only have room for so many human connections. It's vital that we understand that it is complex, even if we can never truly grok the full complexity. There's more going on than you can fully know. But there are common human stories, survival, love, attempts to explain the cosmos. Writing a new story, a story about friendship, of being on a journey together. A little on the nose, I know. Come back later and maybe I'll tell you about it. I feel like people are more willing to share stories, but I guess if you're not so certain about what you're writing, maybe be a little bit more recalcitrant? Is that the word I'm thinking of? I don't think so. Hey, I hate to having to start my journey being frustrated. Accessibility is just...
Stop. Lucid Lake.
I'm sorry, buddy. This guy keeps interrupting us. Everything I have to think about all the time, especially on this world. The Epsilon Aerodowning world was so nice, I can almost forget I might have ever had to struggle with inaccessibility. They recognized that I had different needs than some of them, but don't we all? They didn't just meet my needs, they preempted them for me. They treated me like I was valuable and worth the effort. See, a lot of humans look at disability like mine and see something that should be fixed, someone who should be cured. I don't need saving. I see the powers to not be put stairs everywhere. You know? On Earth they call it the social model of disability. The problem is not me being disabled, the problem is an inaccessible world. It's what causes the friction. Stairs instead of ramps, trying to fix me instead of accepting me as I am. Society needs to do better. Yes, even with laws in place that mandate accessibility, it's still so often ignored or handled in sloppy or even degrading ways. The most important first step is just listen to folks. Structures are failing, and that's just the beginning. You've got to truly act on what those people ask for. I'm about to sneeze.
Now arriving at Lucid Lake.
Okay, let's try and finish this before the conductor stops us. Made for a better world, a more interesting world. There was such a variety of life and experiences, all come together like a beautiful patchwork quilt. No one wanted to change me. No one talked about giving me new robot legs or improving my chair by making it capable of climbing stairs. My chair is perfect, thank you. They accepted me for who I am. Made sure nothing got in the way. That's great. It really was, but it should be normal, the same way disability is normal. I don't have to think about any of this stuff there. I just got to make art. Okay. Hello again. I heard this metaphor once, for grief. That grief is like a big ball bouncing around a box. There's a button in that box, and when the ball hits the button, you feel the grief. The pain, the sadness washes over you, overwhelms you. When the loss is fresh, the ball is big, it hits the button all the time. All you can think about. Over time, the ball becomes smaller and smaller, so it doesn't hit the button as much, but it's still there. Bouncing around, and sometimes out of nowhere, it hits the button, and you feel it all over again. My ball is small now. It gets easier with time. Time may heal all wounds, but there's always a scar, always some damage that remains. Sometimes it's good not to forget what the loss means to you. We all lose a loved one at some point. Death eventually comes for everyone, but it's not just death. Maybe someone breaks up with you or you're forced to cut someone out of your life. Those can cause just as much grief, just as much pain and loss. We mourn what we've lost because we mourn what we might have had. Experiences, what joys, what loves we might have yet shared, what journeys we might have gone on together. We mourn that they will miss too. Important to mourn.
Old Assurance Town is coming up
it
here on the
weird
left.
That a character says like
nearly
4
abandoned
words
now,
relative to like these
and
long
forever
stories.
tarnished by the actions of a greedy few. We won't be stopping there. Instead, we'll find new destinations. Together.
Okay. We can't process such a big loss all at once, and we shouldn't close ourselves off to it. We need that time to find that catharsis. One of the things we should have said, we'll never have a chance to say. Things we have to do alone now, all alone. We all sit on this train, all going the same direction, inevitability, unstoppably. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking, wondering about how much control we really have, whether we really chose our paths through our lives, or whether it's all determined already somehow. Maybe it's the dream of the simulation, or whatever it is. Think about this train. The rails just follow the one path. We can't change that. We all just follow along. You think our lives are any different? Possible to know for sure. How can we pretend our choices have meaning if there's no true free will? Every action we take, every decision we make is done by neurons firing along paths that are built from genetics, environment, and experience. I always say something that we do isn't determined by all that we already are. Sorry, maybe I'm just tired. Well, because we don't always have agency over everything. Or environmental factors.
Foggy level.
I don't think I got to answer a prompt there. Guy on a piano. Again. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. I haven't seen anyone besides those four. But I feel like there's a lot more people on this train. I'd like to stay here for a bit. But there's nothing here. Just a guy and a place to vibe. And I feel remiss if I missed out on any of those things people had to say. So I gotta keep going forward. Gotta see what's in the next train, in this infinity train situation. There's beauty in weirdness, in difference and variation. You can't make good art if it's all exactly the same. You can't make great art if all you know the world is from one very small perspective. Humans sometimes have a distrust of anything different from themselves, or a fear that they will be outnumbered by those who are different. Is comfort so
now
wrong?
Arriving at foggy level.
Okay. Why is it always when I talk to this guy? People aren't exactly like you aren't inherently dangerous. You're not going to lose anything by having neighbors with different cultures, beliefs, disabilities. Maybe even learn something. Even ideas of wanting to cure people like me. It's all about making everyone the same. A lot of danger hidden there. What if we could fix you before you're born? Make it so you're someone's version of perfect. We'll call that pseudoscience. Eugenics, and pretty quickly get used to making everyone identical and remove anyone who's not. You lose when you try and do that, even if you think your intentions are good. You lose diversity, you lose variation, which is strength. You're playing against evolution, but you're also playing against beauty. I guess art. Life would have been easier if I didn't need my chair? Maybe, but through no fault of my mind, mine would be a heck of a lot less colorful, less interesting. Art, beauty, variation, disability. It's nice to think about those as integral parts of a complete universe. The fabrics of the universe is complex, and that's what makes it wonderful. We should be celebrating differences. We should be making the world a place where anyone can live and thrive and be what they want to be. Change the world and don't change me. That's what we end up making the mural about. Celebration of diversity, illustrating people from all over the galaxy living their lives freely. Artists from all over the galaxy making one work together. Complex varied styles merging into something new and something beautiful. We can do something similar where I'm going now. Meet new people, new perspectives, maybe change some minds. I'm gonna start the 5-step process to make sure my way to the meal car. It was nice talking to you. Stay weird.
Hey folks, just a friendly reminder that you're not alone out there. We're all on the same journey together.
It's an interesting
and we hope to see you again.
To state that, but everybody is just talking about themselves. Everyone I've talked to on this journey, every single one of the things I've gone to has just talked about themselves. It's never a perspective of someone talking about someone else. It always feels like they're just talking about themselves, and it's weird. You would think a discussion about how
Apprehension Valley.
How various perspectives kind of meld and integrate with each other. How they're important to kind of have those variances, but also take the perspective of being like, let me analyze something else in my own purview. That are doing an introspection on themselves and me having to relate to their introspection. But since they're not real, I guess that's probably why. I met them one day when I was getting away from my parents. Down at the water, we became fast friends, playing games of make-believe, telling each other stories of sea monsters and gods. One day we found a secret island out in the water. When we were there, it seemed like time stood still. Play for hours and hours, or sit quietly and dream as the stars rose and fell. But when we came home, no one had missed us. This is the story you're writing? Does writing it make it real? Or was it real already? I'm not sure. The folks you like, you enjoy their company, you're good friends, but they still take energy to be with. You get tired eventually, you need a break. They're so easy to hang out with. We could all just sit for hours or sit in silence. There are no expectations, no demands, no hard feelings or drama, just existing together. Every one of those friends who takes no energy at all to be with, you can enjoy just being around, even if you're not doing something together? Yeah, absolutely. Hold on to those friendships if you can. They're the ones that can last forever, bonds that hold the universe together. One of the reasons I'm writing this, we all need a connection of some kind. And those connections are out there, those stories are out there waiting to be heard. We're not solitary creatures. We're on this journey of life together. We're all headed in the same direction. Where are you headed? No going home.
Now arriving at Apprehension Valley.
I live in Apprehension Valley. It's been nice getting to know you a bit more. Maybe I'll see you up in the meal car. Enjoy the journey. Okay, so we are approaching a destination of sorts in terms of the meal car. Will we get there? Or will we just keep running into people on the way? I want to wait for this thing to start moving in, and then I'm going to sit down, because this time I might make NPCs stop moving. You know? Did I tell you I lost a brother? I'm sorry. Yeah. It seems so pointless, a needless death. Maybe he could have been prevented, but he had his demons. I don't know. We've been so close once. The worst part? Wait. We hadn't spoken in a little while. Just drift apart for a spell as it sometimes happens. And suddenly it was too late. We never speak again. Meant to reconnect, to reach out. Maybe things would have been different if I had. You can't blame yourself. I know it's not my fault. Too many things all wrapped up together. It's hard not to consider it though, you know? It's been a long time now. Mostly life goes on. Sometimes days go by when I don't think about him, and then it hits me all over again. Grief, regret, loss. We all live with those things. We all have to. We'll find a way. I feel like reading near the end of each of these people's journeys. I keep nodding off, but don't really get any sleep. I keep thinking about our conversation, determinism and all that. I got on this train, I committed myself to a journey that I can't change now. My destination decided by my past action. You chose to talk to me.
Hey folks, if you look out the right side window in the next little bit, you might catch a glimpse of Mount Finite Resort. A little secluded paradise up in these mountains. But paradise can never go on forever. We've all got lives we have to live, and challenges to return to.
I like this conductor was like, hey, enjoy your journey, but don't enjoy it too much. You chose to talk to me. When I was young, still just a child, I made some mistakes. I treated some people very badly, not just bullied or wherever, I hurt people. Didn't really know what I was doing. I was young, ignorant, and unpathetic, but that doesn't feel like a good excuse. People still got hurt. Hangs over me. Not always, not every day, but I think about it sometimes. It's part of me, part of my past. Can't get rid of it, can't change it as much as I want to. It affects how I act now. It must be part of that neural net that guides every action I take. This person feels very Silicon Valley-esque. Like very tech bro. It must affect them, even more probably. Do they live with the memory of what I did? Is it a trauma for them? Did my past define me? Does it define who I hurt? Are we doomed to be forever controlled by those past actions? Are we all just set on rails? Do we have any control then? Do I now? You have to learn from your past. I'll certainly never make the same mistakes again if I can help it.
Next stop, Ando Park.
Anderson Park. Thinking and dozing probably doesn't help. I think I'll stretch my tail. Thanks for the chat. Got you, buddy? For sure.
You may be nearing the end of your trip with us. There's still time to take in the sights from our observation lounge. When you're ready, just take a seat. Join in a conversation and see this journey through together.
All right. I don't get this guy's deal. Maybe I never will. Okay, so I guess there's other people I could have possibly seen, but I didn't. Maybe I'll just sit down then. End the journey. Everyone does truly experience parts of the same journey, the same things we all have to deal with. It'll make for a good story someday. We can't change what came before, but we can choose who we move forward with, and that changes everything. Everyone has a story worth sharing, art worth making. There's so much to learn from each other. Thanks for joining us tonight. I feel like this one section had been a little bit more preachy, I feel like, in some ways than the other ones. Which... I don't know if this game is, like, really delving with as much complexity into topics as would necessitate kind of that level of preachiness. Like, it feels a lot more like I'm reading a Twitter post. And there are lengthy Twitter posts that kind of explore in depth a topic, but I feel like these are like, you know, not that intense in terms of explorations of these concepts. But I feel like that's maybe something I experience a lot with games. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just feeling like there should be more. The guy who does Loading Ready Run stuff, Jacob Burgess, I think so. I feel like I've seen the name before. Anyhow, maybe I'm expecting something that's not really there. Maybe like the depth of these topics is something that would just draw away from all the other things, but that's what happens when you try and explore like 15 different topics at the same time. Like, you hop around, like, you talk about like 1 or 2 points about something and then you move on to the next conversation, like nothing really has time to settle or mellow, especially because there's a conductor and the train's always moving. And I don't feel like that metaphor is really tied into the larger focus on these kind of concepts. Like, hey, you can talk about this for a bit, but you gotta keep going. You don't really have a choice. That doesn't like get integrated into the conversations on like determinism or like handling of grief or dealing with difference in the world or what that lady was ever talking about, which is reality, I guess. If things are real, if they're characters. I don't know. I feel like all of these so far, I think the park was my favorite. I think it goes the park, then the car, and now the train. I wasn't a big person about the train. Okay, this would make sense because that would be Canada, British Columbia, even. I'm excited to see what's going on at the airport, though, because that could be a whole number of things. Like, comparing this to Eternal Home Floristry, which explores, like, 1 or 2 topics, it's, like, significantly shorter. But I feel like the depth of what was in Eternal Home Floristry had much more to it. Even though it was a shorter experience, it just didn't try and cover the same amount of breadth. Depth over breadth in some cases, in some instances. You know? But... Busker. What's up? Hey there, nice night out here. I've seen you on the train, yeah? It's a good gig, taking a break now, though. I like your music. Oh, thanks. I burned some CDs at the internet cafe, but I don't have any on me. Music's an important part of my life, but it's always tough when you make a hobby into a career. You need a new hobby or something else to change things up. Get involved, you know. Important causes and things, community organizing, protests against fascism. There's a reason I wear a mask. Music's still my main gig, navigating the waters of being an artist in late capitalism, you know how it is? Digital, vinyl, busking, selling. The things I think about. Stop by if you want my take. Okay, I guess I figured out this guy's deal. I was asked about it on the train, and they're like, hey, here it is. Come back another time. We just met. Move. Okay, the terminal with Tom Hanks is right there. Anything interesting in here now? Nothing seems particularly different, but let's check out the fridges, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'd have to go on these journeys multiple times because there was nobody else on the train. We might have to run into them somewhere else first, and then go. Well, let's check out this last place.
Welcome back, and to those just joining us,
Good evening. The top story tonight,
I like the little
travel delays.
Gonna...
We have similar reports coming in from all of our
Break me
affiliate
out.
stations. Everything has come to a standstill. So settle in for what appears to be a very long night, wherever you are.
At least
Your
now I'll know
news team
everyone
will
I've
be
been
hard at
before.
work obsessively covering the story from all angles. But if I may offer some advice, instant replays will not rescue you from an ongoing crisis. There's no use fostering regrets or fuming about what could have been. Whatever happens, we'll be here throughout the night to keep you company. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Oh. Okay, so this is going to be all our regrets, which makes sense because it's an airport. And it's about destinations in a different way than journeys have been. That's not an airplane. It can't be about journeys. The fuck was that? Why did that do that? Okay, so we got a little indicator here. This one has more movement options than everything else. But also, I don't know why. I'm saying interact, but I don't know if there's been anything to interact with just yet. Also, sometimes these jumps just give you a whole bunch of speed. Can't say exactly why. Let's follow this. Keep going this way until we get to our destination. I thought this was like a wall you could break, like a Zelda game, like drop a bomb there and just fucking see some shit. Hello. I think I saw you in the trailer. Hey there, I just think I should try and get some work done. You know what happens to me every time I travel? I know I'm going to have all this time in the airport sitting on the plane, so I plan to get so much done and be so productive. Sadly, I'm distracted and unable to focus just on my wine water. Yeah, me too. I always try and like read a book, but then I just sit there doing nothing. I guess it's nice to know it's not just me. I ended up bringing all these things with me to do, but instead I just kind of sit. Maybe talk to the plane or listen to the gossip of the airstreams of the wings. Look at the window and watch the map of the landscape move beneath me. I'm one that just sit and think. My mind wanders, bouncing between thoughts, the past and the future. Latching onto things, pulling up vivid images like how a song or smell can suddenly trigger some long-distant memory. Yeah. What do you think about when your mind wanders? How beautiful the world is. Mountains and flowers and art and consciousness. Mind be weird. Like a waking dream, perhaps subconscious connections turn over my mind, trying to sort and store information. It's like my mind forces me to rest, like it needs these times to explore itself. Does that happen to you? Too stressed. I'm sorry, that must be hard. Perhaps this place then can give you some needed relief. Now, as much as I approach it all desire to get something accomplished, I think this positive activity, these importance moments when we're allowed to step away from life are important too. Maybe more important. These spaces, these journeys where time seems to move differently, where we're not moving where we're from, but also at our destination, removed from our normal world. Our normal ideas of what needs to be done. I don't really feel that way in an airport though. I feel like when I'm in an airport, I'm more panicked either about going on a plane ride or just getting somewhere else after that. It's not like I have a choice. I feel like the element of control of like, well, I guess I'm here now and like I have to just accept whatever happens to me isn't the same case with me at the airport. We can wander though. Reminds us of reduced space, gain some mental rest, removed from the demands of normal life, or stillness. As we move endlessly forward, these conversations we do have the same thing, a moment away from our normal lives. A moment to let our minds wander, consider where we are. Are you willing to let your mind go, to be in the space with me to try something? I don't think so. No. Understand? Not something that can be forced. Our minds are wondrous and complex things. The thing that knows itself is the unknowable, and so we let it explore itself. Explore ourselves, explore our lives. Our past and what may come. It's important to let it wander. Wander on, friend. Okay, buddy. Alright.
With that weather front holding steady, the forecast shows no sign of change. But that doesn't mean that change isn't possible.
Thanks, airport
Change
terminal.
is inevitable, and change can come from within. Look at where you are with fresh eyes. If uncomfortable or undesired thoughts arise to cloud your way, that's okay.
She's okay.
Though they may loom large, just bring your attention gently back to this moment. The sounds you hear, the sights you see, the movements that you make. Let go of frustration or fear, and allow thoughts to come and go, as all weather must.
I don't know how well I'm relating to what the messages this game is trying to spread is. Maybe that's just me. I often feel like when I play something, I don't get the message in the same way that other people do. And sometimes it's more egregious than others. But right now, I feel like this is certainly one case where I'm like, I certainly don't feel like I'm getting the experience the game exactly wanted from me. And I can't tell. You know, they said it's a game of introspection, and I feel like I've kind of given it that. I've done what it's asked, I've gone through these journeys, I've talked to these characters, and I've kind of followed the messages they're spreading. I'm like, okay. Let's take this moment to think about myself in some of the ways that I do. I mean, you could make the case that me just streaming this game would prevent that level of introspection, but I feel like I do a good enough job of just letting my inner conscious flow that I think maybe this is a better scenario to do it, because I don't have to like stop and let other thoughts wander in, because I just have to go to the next sentence. I have to say these all out loud. They come free flowing. They're the first ones that appear. So it's different. You know, that taco? That was the cornucopia. Someone asked me about this. It's my favorite Jason Mraz song here in Double. Love it. It's good stuff. Hell yeah. I do not remember who had always asked me about the cornucopia before. I know someone was. These like wandering ghosts remind me of Shadowbringers from Final Fantasy XIV. That's a good video game. I would say this is a good game too, but maybe not exactly one for me. It's been peaceful though. Been relaxing, but maybe that's why I haven't felt the full depth of introspection.
You can achieve your goals by letting go. To illustrate this phenomenon, we turn to another story in the Zhuangzi. The sage's text describes an enlightened chef of great skill, Cook Ting, preparing ingredients in a dazzling display of speed and precision. As soon as the performance is finished, what was once singular and whole falls into an assortment of perfect pieces. When asked how their skill could reach such heights, Cook Ting replied, "What I care about is the way, which goes beyond skill. When I first began to use my knife, all I could see was the object I was cutting. After 3 years, I no longer saw the whole, and instead saw the pieces. But now I go with the way, and I don't see with my eyes. Perception, judging, and understanding stop, and spirit moves me where it wants. I guide the knife through the openings and trace the structures as they are, instead of focusing on how they could be. Great changes do not always require great effort, and breakthroughs are not always the result of blunt force. Trace the possibility space as it is, to find your way forward."
I am very excited that this game has bunny hopping. Like bunny hopping where you're jumping, makes you go higher. Raise a lot of questions. But why though? So what are these for? Are these like just boosters for some reason? Like I don't get it necessarily. I guess that's fine, but like, what's happening? What are we doing? Hey, it's you again. Not much space here when no one's around. Stuck here too, huh? Journey aborted? Yeah, we're here left in this kind of liminality. Liminality? I don't think I've ever heard someone say anything beside liminal spaces. Liminality. What are you drinking? Nectar of the Gods? No, I'm actually not sure. There's no bartender, so I just grabbed something. Different kind of space, then. Differently kind of structured kind of journey the structures we move through can change so much of how we experience a movement. Once we move through structure, then it doesn't feel like we're the ones moving. Conversations can move ideas forward or propel us to new actions. Of course, how we structure conversation also changes how we interact with it. That's how we experience it, a natural flow of conversation from point A to point B, or a meandering wheel of dialogue. I got stuck like this once as a kid, lost in a store that closed. Stories have structure too. Airport's strange structure. What do you mean conversation structure? Yeah. What do you mean? How are you analyzing me, talking to you right now? You certainly have some sort of pre-fit molds that you think I might fall into. Even though you were going on about how stories are stuck within Western conceptions, and that could be problematic. Well, look at any game you've played. Does dialogue flow boldly forward without looking back, or do you return again and again to ask a series of questions with the exposition you need? Same in real life. Does something you say create a whole new branch of conversation? Ever get back to the original point, or is the tangent the new conversation? Conversation is the structure in which we interact with one another. Is it formal, friendly, rolling over with in-jokes and references? Will the animals in aisle 4 ever stop gossiping? You know, this is my favorite bar, the Terminal. I like talking to people. It's fun. And look, that's all we got here. Well, that and loitering. People can be fascinating. Bring all new perspectives to how you move through your life. All new stories. I wandered around that store for an hour, thinking my parents had left me on purpose. Okay. So this is just moving like an old video game, or not old, like a modern dialogue system in a game. Think about stories as always. Think about these conversations, hoping to get something out of it, you know? As storytellers, we always hope someone gets something out of it. As storytellers, we create the fictions and foundations on which we will stand, the key learnings of the next generation. Like builders, we toil the reader, as if concrete, the most disparate truths we have uncovered. We structure our stories and thus restructure our culture, our future. What are you doing here? Sitting with my thoughts, I guess. Introspecting. Mindfulness. The space is good for that. Think your things playing off whatever you find. What are you really doing here? This is what I'm really doing here. Okay, worth thinking about. Worth being mindful of. We can only set up the structures. You have to go on the journey. Follow the voices if you want to see this one through. But be sure to come back and catch your flight. Thanks. That's what we're here for. All of us. Stuck. Never did find my way out of that store.
What are the structures around you? How do they shape this space?
I'll be trapped in this door forever.
How do they shape how you feel, how you behave? Which way will you go now? This space beckons you onward. Turning back or retreading old ground will only prolong the inevitable.
Well, I feel like this game is asking me a lot about what I'm seeking from the spaces I'm in, and what I'm seeking from these conversations. And while I had come into the game seeking purpose or meaning, finding something that must be discussed, at the top of a conversation, I've long ago abandoned that. I just kind of accept that these characters will say words to me, and I will read them. And I will accept that they have their themes that they're following, but that nothing feels like a real conversation. And that nothing ever really feels like it's been
Explore the empty
about.
Spaces. Trust your intuition and journey onward. But as you survey the potential paths before you, allow some of these spaces to remain empty.
I did that with that conversation I just had.
Accept that there will always be paths not taken.
Done did that already, ma'am. But I appreciate your word of concern. It's always nice to know people are thinking about you. Y'all ever use these walking pathways at the airport? I think they're fun.
Find the
I like the
empty
idea that they
spaces
exist.
in your mind as you investigate the empty spaces around you. There is comfort in tracing this emptiness.
You keep talking about emptiness and quiet And
There is power too in
you keep sending your booming
transformation.
voice throughout
With
the
your
entire
presence,
airport.
the space is no longer empty.
It's actually you.
You shape and alter your surroundings, and your movement contributes to a dance with architecture. Sometimes the path less traveled is not better or more rewarding. Sometimes it is simply more challenging. Life is full of unnecessary struggles. Of course, it's okay to persevere too. Sometimes it's necessary. But ask yourself why you do this, and why it has to be hard.
I like how the
in
upward
these
momentum works
particular
on this
ways.
jump. So I'll like hit the ceiling and it'll be like stuck there for a few seconds as it like tries to push upward. Like you still have a lot of vertical momentum going into this jump, but you've hit something, and the game doesn't like register. Oh, you've hit this thing. You gotta start going down. It's like, well, keep going up. Gotta keep going up. Jump's still going. I wonder if that's what the game or the developer, publisher, producer, writer, somebody was like, we're gonna make this about dealing with structure in some ways. Structure and architecture, the way you may have read this place, that's why you have a completely different movement system in this entire place. You can actually WACD, you can jump, there are little things you can hit, we get a little pathway, you get to see where we've been. But did they expect me to just fuck around and jump along ledges like I'm playing a video game? I assume so. I don't think I'm doing anything like transcending the meaning of what this game is about. I feel like someone somewhere has talked about the exact way I've played this game before I've played this game this way. I'm never free from the definitions that they may have created. I'm stuck here forever. That's fine. This is Glitch
Only
doing.
once you are aware of the structures surrounding you can you choose how to move through them, or whether to break free altogether.
I think I'd like to stay here. That's fine. Am I moving faster on this? I don't think so. Yeah, okay. I was like tracing my pattern down there.
Cook Ting finished by saying, "Whenever I come to a complicated place, I size up the difficulties, tell myself to be patient and observant, keep focused on the present moment. I do not worry about time, and move with the greatest subtlety until, all at once, the whole thing comes apart, and I stand there holding the knife, turning to face each direction, completely satisfied."
There's a pathway that I had to take. The game put me here, but it placed my path like I had gone this way. Now my pathway's gone. It's kind of disorienting. I was hoping we'd be able to fly through the little broken up airport space, but I guess not. I guess maybe the airport. So, here's how I would rank the 4 journeys I just went on. I liked the park. The park was cool. I enjoyed the conversations in the park. I thought they were fun. I thought they were cool explorations of concepts. I mean, they were all very environmentally focused. I don't think the narrator in the park was particularly interesting. But also, maybe I didn't really think a lot about the narrators except for the one in the airport, because the airport one is like one of the ones that had like the most to say about stuff. And there wasn't like really any other people to talk about there, or talk to there. So that's interesting. So it goes the park, then the drive, because the drive had some scenic views, it was nice, the passengers were interesting, they talked about themselves, and they talked about their kind of interesting spaces that they came from, and I guess it's more of like, okay, I'm still getting into the world. These are like atmosphere building, they're world building in a way. I kind of have a general understanding of what the conversations are on this planet, or in this game. Then it would be, I think, the airport, because the airport was seemingly empty nothingness for a lot of it. There's 2 conversations I had there. There was the dialogue coming from the narrator, I guess is probably the best way to put it. And that was fine. There wasn't anything particularly interesting there. The way like you relate to structures and the way you interact with like, hey, how do you move up and down? How do you go around this like kind of level design? There's an interesting concept there. I don't know if they breached it that well. It also was very short. I also had no idea that I was ending there. I was like, okay, here's a new part of this. It'll be cool to explore. And then bam, it's gone. And then the train. The train felt weird. I don't like the way the structures and conversations were on the train. I feel you're jumping around between heavy topics really quickly there for some reason. And it just kind of left nothing really having a lot of time to flesh itself out. Nothing here really felt... I said it like 4 times during this, and everything felt very sparse. Like we didn't get to delve into something. We just kind of acknowledged that something existed. And then we just kind of moved past it because there was something else to talk about, another larger concept. And then, like, you get to something and like... well,
Don't be confined by your preconceptions. Move beyond what you know and discover what is.
you didn't...
Take control of your delayed flight.
You didn't give me anything.
Fly.
You didn't give me anything to discuss. There's nothing there. Like larger topics were talked about. They were briefly mentioned. At some points they'll be like, oh yes, this one topic is like slightly related to like larger topics of colonialism or like capitalism or the way we deal with structure. But those weren't like talked with any depth at all. You just like acknowledge that they related to something. It felt sparse. It feels scenic. And it feels ambient. It wants to talk about larger topics, but not enough to actually explore them with any depth. I don't know. Maybe as a space of introspection where I don't necessarily feel like I need to go to the next stop immediately, I could stop there and listen for a bit, but then every so often, like on the train, it would keep going. The conductor would keep talking, and he'd just interrupt me, and I feel like I'd lose my space. And then also, like, it felt that way also with like the car ride, because like the thing in the background would stop. The park was fine. I liked the park. The park was probably the best part of this game. The airport was weird. I don't know. What's up? Hey, if you're ever in a situation you may get tear gassed, make sure you're covering your nose and mouth with a mask or scarf. Soak in water too. Wear goggles. Bring lots of water. Don't do milk. If you do get gassed, make sure you're safe. Then see if there's anyone sitting or lying down. Gotta get them to safety. Then get out of the area, but don't run. You don't want to be breathing harder. Get those canisters too. Cover them up with a pylon containing the gas and then pour water on top to put it out. The reason I keep this mask on. Okay. Just a fun little tip about how to get tear gassed. You should be like the guy who had a lacrosse stick and then fucking just threw... He like caught the tear gas canister with the lacrosse stick and just fucking flung it back. That was sick. I hope it was for something good. I don't remember exactly, but I remember it being like, oh, this guy did this cool thing, and also he was fighting for a good cause, I want to say. But I might have been mistaken. Okay. One of your journeys, my guy. I saw them all. Huh. I don't think I have any questions for you. You got nothing to say to me right now? Just give me your options again. That's fine. Yeah, so I only got to see 2 people at the airport. I looked around the whole place, I think. What's classic mode? Yeah, let's fucking classic mode. Let's go. What is this? Disjointed looping sense, that's fine. Lost. Don Bilbert. So is this what the game was originally? Maybe? Like some sort of like game jam game almost? Simulated artificially or like randomly generated driveways that you just kind of vibe with and see. Used to play in the background.
And that was Pinky's Dream by David Lynch. This is Radio 90, and you're listening to Night Drive. Thanks for joining us tonight. Almost 100 years before Columbus ever sailed to the Americas, a Chinese explorer named Zheng He made 7 naval expeditions, traveling thousands of miles with over 300 ships.
Okay.
When the next emperor came to power, all the ships were destroyed, and the Ming Dynasty entered a period of isolationism that lasted hundreds of years. With that one decision, the fate of the world changed. Let's go on a journey together, with our next song, Find Me on a Whim.
Why? Why would you talk about that? It feels... The radio announcer here feels a lot more like the Night Vale guy in terms of just the tangents. Also, was that just a car in the distance that disappeared? I don't think I've seen, like, a driver here, or not, like a passenger on the side of the road. It just has been this. Anyone behind me? No? Just this journey. I'm looking up on the side of the road, though. Let's see what they're about. Yeah, you again. I think it'd be hours before I gotta listen. I picked up a hitchhiker before. I think we said that last time. Okay, so this is just the same thing again. Anyhow, I think that's gonna be the end of the stream for now. Appreciate y'all showing up. I'm gonna throw another shout out over to Tim the Wizard and everyone who's part of the exploits of the Golden Shadows.
I mean, I love the imagery of this
Please
character.
definitely go drop
the Tibia
a follow.
Mariner.
They're a great content
Like,
creator.
there's something
They do a
just
whole
so
lot of cool
classic and
collaborations.
iconic about like a skeletal boatman. Like, so cool.
Is it the same clip again?
I don't know what he's doing all the way over fucking here. He goes where he wants.
He does go where he
Fuck
wants. Okay, that was a different version of the same clip, because it didn't do the same things. Anyhow, thanks y'all for being here. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, we'll finish Silent Hill 2. We'll be doing the ending to Silent Hill 2 and then doing the DLC as well. And then the day after that, I think we're doing Resident Evil 3. I assume we're finishing Silent Hill 2. So after that, we'll do Resident Evil 3. Then after that will be Harvester. I think on Friday, the co-op queues will be playing Core Keeper. So we'll see. Also, heads up for anyone. I think in the future, my streams will either be starting at 8 or ending at 12. I need to kind of get that in tap. I'm certainly not going to be going to 1 a.m. again, but we'll figure out that at some point. I'll let y'all know. It won't be for like another 2 weeks till I start this job, because I'll have to be going into an office soon. So I'm going to have to see how that goes. Anyhow, I'm going to look for someone to raid. Appreciate y'all showing up. Let's see who's out there. Let's see what's going on in the world. You know what? We'll throw it right over to Fetchbug. They're still doing their partner push. So, let's go. Anyhow, thank y'all for being here. Really appreciate it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I feel like I should talk more about this game, but I don't know how I felt about it. I mean, I know I didn't like it that much, but I feel like they're just trying to do things that I couldn't really get into the depth of. It was weird. Anyhow. I talked about it at length while I was playing it. And this last little bit was like, maybe this is something different, but I don't think it was at all. Anyhow, bye-bye. Hey, thanks for being here too, you'll appreciate it.